You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential.
I want to tell you something. I'm from Mason Hall in Tobago. Mason Hall very close to Liquor 2.
With so much life, just come on this way. Not even thinking that we would realize
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM.
Struggle for 400 years we fight. Why we bear food and water? What we toiling for it tonight? One by one brothers falling. Oh Lord, they get straight. Of the barriers of my Lord, while we turn hands and into the water. Master just one sip. But every time I beg for the water, Lord, the ball licks from the master. Forever holding on, praying my ancestors will set me free. I'll be fire for freedom, burning in the soul, so I know I get liberty. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. I walk down freedom road, even in the chain, and I'm not going back again. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. There's the man that I'm Martin Luther. He struggled trying to be in vain. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Whoa, yeah. In the grave, my forefathers stood in. One by one, my black brothers go into jail. Some blaming the pressures of life, Lord, while some say that the system failed. Robbing, shooting, and killing, only destroying your own. Mother Africa, she had bleeding, soon there'll be no kings to sit on the throne. All these years of slavery, knowing nothing but pain. Like today, they're trying to tell me the sacrifice we life for you in vain. Open up your eyes, get rid of that secret mentality. Black man, you are once leader, so take your rightful place in society. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. Boy, we free, yes, we free indeed. I walk down freedom road, leaving the chains, and I'm not going back again. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. Boy, we free, yes, we free indeed. Jose Marty and Marcus Garvey, the struggle shall not be in vain. God. Oh Lord. To all my African sisters, I'm sending out a plea. Look, they're blaming you of neglecting your role as the mother of society. They say the way some dress today, telling all the pride and the dignity. Come on, sisters, demand respect. You're a person of royalty. You see, African women face so much pressure just for you to have that respect today. And as if it was all for nothing, Lord, you just want to throw that away. Woman, raise up your head. I'm begging you time to take a stand. You see, there is no power greater than that of an emancipated woman. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. Boy, we free, yes, we free indeed. I walk down freedom road, leaving the chains, and I'm not going back again. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. Boy, we free, yes, we free indeed. Harriet Tubman and Queen and sing that the struggle shall not be in vain. Oh Lord. Oh God. trace back the lines, even before the battle start. And you ever see that African people was always a people full of heart. We survive when the still we vote, right? We survive when the change we live. Lord God, we survive when they rape we women. We survive just to fight again. So all who think that the battle over, all who think that the struggle done, well, the battle's still going on, Lord. So I want you to take up your sword and come. Take up your sword of justice, your sword of pride and dignity. But don't forget to put on your armor of African identity. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. Boy, we free, yes, we free indeed. I walk down freedom road, leaving the chains, and I'm not going back again. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. Boy, we free, yes, we free indeed. You ride and watch that for Canada, that the struggle shall not be in vain. Oh Lord. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh gosh. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. Boy, we free, yes, we free indeed. I walk down freedom road, leaving the chains, and I'm not going back again. Lord, we free, yes, we free indeed. Boy, we free, yes, we free indeed. I walk down freedom road, leaving the chains, and I'm not going back again.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence.
Somebody help me. I'm looking for Jacka. Boy, I try to go around the country now. I don't know what to do again. Looking to buy a donkey to sell coconut in town. Can't afford to buy a pickup to tote me nuts around. So I gone up in the country looking for jackals to buy. But everybody I check, just keep on telling I. They say up here do a donkey, aliment a plenty. Up here do a donkey, aliment a plenty. If you want to see real donkey, aliment a plenty. If you want to find real donkey, aliment a plenty. Donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day. Donkey with PhD, doctorate, law degree. Donkey that for sow, don't know from head to toe. Looking for a donkey. You want to find real donkey? Fat donkey, maga donkey, anytime you can get it. I went down south in Rancho and also Lopino. Fight of Mondo Nevo and Brasso Seco. They say it have a old man, he bound to have a few. But when I check the old man, he an all fame too. He's a donkey, aliment a plenty. Up here do a donkey, aliment a plenty. If you want to see real donkey, aliment a plenty. If you want to find real donkey, aliment a plenty. Donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day. Donkey with weave and rats, even ball head jackass. Donkey that straight and gay, donkey that bold and grey. Looking for a donkey, you're looking for a donkey. You know China donkey, I know what black donkey, grey donkey. What tell him about? Boy, hey, I wonder if Arena. They said that donkey looking like Saddam, and some looking like Madam. Long time had plenty donkey all over the country. You coulda buy 2 or 3, easy. But since it have a shortage of jackass, so they say, just wait until election when they come out to pray. Up here do a donkey, aliment a plenty. Up here do a donkey, aliment a plenty. If you're looking for a donkey, aliment a plenty. If you want to see real donkey, aliment a plenty. Donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day, donkey for sowing day. Donkey in suit and tie, who love the mama guy. Drunk and corrupt donkey, that like to lie plenty. Looking for a donkey. You want to find real donkey in right road. Oh boy, national pride. Up in the red house now. They want back up. I never go up there before. Boy, looking for a donkey. You're up and down the country. I feel like I go check out my partner Ronnie, you know. The old donkey man, he must know where I can get some. Before they looking to send me in prison or something, you know. Yes.
Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. As you know, in the village, we originate, we don't imitate. We welcome each and every one. Doesn't matter what T-shirt you wear. If you have a red T-shirt, a blue T-shirt, a pink T-shirt, a yellow t-shirt, a mauve t-shirt. It doesn't matter what planet you're from Mesotonius, Venuranius, Saturninius, Saturninius, whatever planet you're from. You're welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me say a special hello and a special welcome back to no other than Stormy, the Storm, McDonald, Waveney, Benskin, the Twin Bagonian, Bajan,
Lord, the base.
poet,
All of that?
motivational speaker, Waveney, Benskin boy.
I want to know that, buddy boy. Nobody don't wish me no happy Emancipation Day here. All right.
Well, okay. All right.
I done dropped the dime, so nobody don't wish me no happy Emancipation Day.
All right. No happy emancipation to
No,
Diana, Waveney,
no, that's a farm.
McDonald, Thomas, E, Marshall, Leslie.
You have an echo.
A little feedback. Again, a feedback. Let me see who
Only
gave me
if going on when you were playing the music.
who gave me the feedback. Tommy, you gave me feedback.
I'll do something. I'll try to do something about it right now.
Yeah, we getting a little feedback.
I don't know. I don't know if it's my unit.
Is it me?
You hear me better now?
Is it me?
Yeah, I hear
Are you hearing me better?
Yeah. But I still
Okay.
getting feedback.
Okay. Well. Oh.
Because I'm
I'll
hearing
probably have to
myself.
come out and go.
But it's coming from you, and when you're playing the music. I told you that.
No, it's not coming from me. See the feedback?
Okay. It's coming from somebody.
No, it's coming from Tommy. Tommy, yeah.
Okay. What I would do is I'll go out and come back in. All right.
problem.
I'll go out and come back in.
No problem. All right. Cool. Yeah, so we getting a little feedback from Tommy. That Tommy will fix it. I don't know now, boy. I don't know, but I supposedly have set up some new equipment in here and all kind of thing. But at least Diana, you could hear me, and Tommy can hear me, which is good. But we tried something pretty new. We have new equipment and everything, and I come in here and the whole thing went bonkers again. But that's the way it is sometimes. Let me go to the chat and see the people here in the chat, and we got a little quick announcement to make after we finish this. So again, tonight in the chat, no other than, the person who's always first in the chat was Nadia again. But Nadia just squeaked by Takesha tonight. Squeak. I just said squeak by. She squeaked by. When you go to the Olympics and, it look like it's
it was win by a head and an ear and a nose.
Yeah, correct is right. It was win by a fingernail sometime, you win by the hair on your chinny chin. You understand?
Yeah.
So Nadia was in at 5:04 p.m. and Takesha was in at 5:05 p.m. That's how close it was. Very, very close. Very, very close. Tommy, you're back in.
Okay. Is the feedback gone?
Full 100.
Good. Great. Glad to know that. And a happy Tuesday to each and everyone. And a happy August to everyone. This is Independence Month, of course. If Diana would accept that.
I don't tell me nothing about no emancipation. Okay, good.
How about independence? You want to hear about independence too?
That Dr. Eric Williams, acquired, but I don't want to hear nothing about no emancipation.
Well, you'll have to cook your ear, I imagine.
Nothing about no emancipation.
You gotta put some
You want some earplugs?
But do your superlatives in the chat, and then we're gonna jump on that.
Yeah. We go get you a virtual earplug.
Yeah.
You go fix things. You go fix things. Of course, Nadia was first. Takesha was second. A squeaker.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, it was a squeaker. And Takesha is giving out Diana the Storm plenty emojis, boy. What is the move, boy? She's them the color your avatar, boy. Takesha going real good. And of course, I get my emojis as well, my hearts. Thank you so much. Plenty hearts in the place.
Hey.
Gary, good night. Gary gets some yellow hearts as well. Nadia says, hi to all in the village. Once again, thanks God for life. Full 100. Tommy,
Yes, sir.
Takisha gave you some blue hearts tonight, boy. Blue heart.
Oh, thank you,
Nadia
Kish.
gets,
Thank you, Kish Kish.
Nadia gets
Hey,
some pink hearts.
hey, it's all good.
Yeah, yeah. And Takisha saying hearts for Lana, Rose, Marisa, Miss Cuva, Joan. Yes, yes. And of course,
No,
I know how to get my heart some Nadia. Nadia, give me some blue hearts. Nadia, thank you so much.
yeah,
Keisha
I
sharing.
tell you,
Go ahead.
they're, they're sweethearts, Nadia and Takisha.
Yeah, yeah.
They're the village sweethearts.
Yeah, yeah. And Keisha says Albert, Ellis, Chris, Rajvi, Vonnie, Troy, Harley, Ulrich, good night. Yes. Nadia says good night, Tommy. Tommy again,
Good
some
night.
green hearts.
Good night, Nads.
Yeah, Keisha says only love in the village, boy. Oh God, we getting orange hearts too, boy. And
Pep heart, PNM heart,
what is all
PDP
kind of hearts
heart,
going, boy?
purple. Who's the purple party? They belong to Barney.
Purple?
That's your party.
No, that the
Purple party.
Bajan party. Diana Benskin, good night, love. Again, all kind of hearts with love hearts. Oh God, look.
Don't tell she what happened to Stormy here. Oh God, she got dead.
Gary Mojave again hearts too. Look, Gary getting the yellow hearts.
The phantom boy.
Yeah, yeah. Nadia, Takisha, high love. School book prices ridiculous, boy. You go get to that, Takisha. Takisha already won about school book prices, yes. Takisha says, just imagine a child in first book list costs 1,300. Oh God.
Are we emancipated?
Lord have mercy. Lord have his mercy. And after parents pay so much money for these books, most of them can use, right?
Are
Use
we
them back.
emancipated?
Right? Takisha says, don't talk about school uniform. One shirt is 65 and 75 for one overall. One
Are
overall
we
is,
emancipated?
depends on the size of your child. Let's not talk about the PE uniform. Oh God. Nadia says, June, good night, love. Lana, hi. Takisha says, and some primary school parents have to buy 3 to 4 different types of uniform and white and black sneakers at the same time.
Happy Emancipation Day.
It's starting.
So this is, you see how much money in total, plus parents have to provide money for photocopies and cleaning supply and money for keeping up the school.
Happy Emancipation Day.
Nadia said,
A storm is brewing.
Nadia said, Takisha, them don't care, girl, about anything. Nadia said that infant in standard 1. Nadia, that infant not standard 1.
Happy Emancipation Day.
Yeah, Takisha says one of my daughters going into standard 2, and I price her books, and it's coming up to $1,500 total.
Happy Emancipation Day.
One math book is $160, one reading book is $120, one language arts book is $140, and so on.
Happy Emancipation Day.
Nadia said, whoa, Takisha, that's a lot. Takisha says, not all schools using the same book, so even if you have a child going to another, he or she can use the same books again. Nadia says, Rennie, good night, love. Ellis, good night. Troy, Smith, Albert, Vonnie, Rajvi. Nadia sending out wishes to you guys. Takisha says, my grandson going into first year, and the books is 1,000, and my daughter going into the same class, but different school, and her own is 1,300.
Happy Emancipation Day.
So it's difficult with the prices. Joan, welcome. Nadia asking if you walk today, Joan. Marilyn St. Rose, welcome. Marilyn St. Rose been here before, right?
Yeah, I think I've seen that name.
Yeah.
Don't remember.
Hello and good night to everyone. One love to all. Big up to everyone. Daryl Superstar, welcome.
Daryl, with the fig boy, with the fig.
Vonnie Roberts, good night. That is not the fella. Vonnie Roberts.
I feel she don't know who she getting fake from. You'll be getting fake from plenty different persons.
It's not dial gain your fake. You know, I, I know
Oh
what kind
Lord.
of fake. I know what kind of fake dial gain, but it's not dial. Don't call the man name and he ain't getting you no fake. You're mixing up your fake men and them. Okay.
Nadia want to know. Nadia want to know what's going on with Stormy. Oh Lord.
Yeah, we go talk about her just now. Good night to my lovely ladies. This is Vonnie Roberts. Good night to my lovely ladies, Nadia, Takesha, Joan, not forgetting Diana. Okay. All right.
Oh Lord.
You pick out your ladies' partner. Ken John, welcome. Good and blessed night to all on the live. Blessed and shalom. Carice in early tonight, boy. Carice, welcome.
La 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 la.
Vonnie Roberts said, did you all hear that Tobago Farley is giving Duke 80 million to assist him in running Trinidad office? I like
La
to know.
la 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 la.
Yeah, they're giving the gain a good piece of money to run. But it's kind of normal, you know what I mean? Parties just have office in all different places, you know, so I don't see anything with that. Albert Montano, welcome. How was Caribana?
Wow, Albert, you wind down low, boss.
Albert ain't recover yet. See, I see him there wine. I see him send some pictures of some family members and some other females scantily clad. And if you see how he eye button, boy.
He take the pictures?
Yeah.
How could he have taken those? How could he have taken the pictures when he was whining below the white line?
Okay. All you're calling out Albert. Albert, they're exposing you, Albert, but you're going out there for Caribana and you're titivating yourself, Albert.
when he hit the lake shore, he was in full flight.
Wait. Let me put Nadia. Nadia, nothing drastic happened to Stormy. It's just that his ears, he was playing with a bigger dog at day camp while I was away, and he got a paper cut like on his ear. So, you know, he's okay. All right, they called me and showed me a video call. I said, oh Lord, if I tell Nadia that now, she will ball. He's okay. He's coming home tomorrow.
So, okay, wonderful. Stormy, all right, man. Don't worry with Diana. Some little dog Stormy was trying to think behind. Stop him behind his.
No, it's a bigger dog.
That's exactly right. The bigger dog came in the place. He trying to think behind the big dog. I see that big dog. Mind your business. Right. Stormy trying to kind of sideways thing there. The dog said, nah, I ain't having none of that. So, now that is you and all kind of thing about Stormy got a little clip on here. Tell people the truth. You know?
You get manners.
Yes, Stormy manners.
Yeah, tomorrow he'll be home. He'll be home tomorrow.
You get manners up. So Albert says kitchen is growing great. Albert kitchen has, let me see what kitchen have. Kitchen garden is doing great. Tomatoes, green peppers, cucumber, scorpion pepper, pimento, and other hot pepper. Oh God.
What other hot pepper is that?
I don't know. I don't know. Canadian hot pepper. Where you want from me?
We better send the authorities by Albert. He growing something else in our backyard.
Capiza, welcome. Joan says, Albert, I come in Saturday to make market. Oh God. Okay. Nadia. Nadia said donkey for soul, looking for a donkey.
Parliament are plenty.
Albert said, okay, he had a good time. Now the muscle pain.
Yeah, Vonnie say, well, shit, I naked back. I poor. I have no t-shirt to wear. You don't poor. You poor. You have t-shirt.
He's all right. I was away for 7 days. I have nobody to look after him. So he has to be into a day camp. He got a big yard and other dogs, and they take good care of him. I wouldn't send him there if they didn't take good care. And I have a camera link. I can look at him at all times to see what he's doing. So, you know, he's all right. He's a happier dog mingling with other dogs. He needs to be with other dogs sometime. So, I mean, I have to travel. There's no one to take care of him. So I can't leave him in the house alone. You want me to send him to you?
So Bonnie Roberts said, Joan, my darling, how are you today? Trust all is well. And Joan come back, Bonnie, I'm doing great. All right. I stayed,
Oh,
I stayed out at that. Albert one time said, answer like he was in Trinidad with Keith and Hines. He wearing the outfit like them.
Oh.
Let me tell you this, I don't wear this outfit just for emancipation. I wear this outfit outside emancipation too.
Mhm.
Vonnie says, yes, Joan. Oh, let me see. Vonnie says, yes, Joan. I'm back. Came last Monday, leaving for Sao Paulo, Brazil, mid-August.
wow.
Joan says, first time I seen Tommy, boy.
Yeah.
Eh, but look, Joan and Vonnie have something going on. You have Joan says, Vonnie, your suitcase have any room? I don't know. I just reading when the chat earlier. Or
I have one wife number, Watch it.
Funny say, I would love to see Twiggy in an African outfit yet. No, she was in an outfit, I will show you. As a matter of fact, I will show you that one. Twiggy was in an outfit and our radio host. Our radio host called she out there. I go look for that one on my phone. Yeah, I go look for that one on my phone.
Da, da, da.
So Capiza says,
Okay.
Lieutenant General Michael E. Langley was confirmed by the Senate on Monday as a four-star general, making history as the first black Marine to
Yeah.
attain. I saw that before. Welcome.
Hmm.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Let's read this here. Yes, that's why they dismissing all the managers in Wasa. Ask Tweety. She did not get to wash. She did not get to wash. Okay. I'll leave that finished there.
Oh, Lord. All right.
Or Capiza asks, can anyone see if CIC QRC booklet is different from a junior secondary government school? That's a good question.
Probably.
They still have junior secondary. I thought they got rid of that.
I think we might be talking about secondary. So
Yeah,
so
they still have some.
junior sec? No junior sec
Huh.
no more.
Some.
Now to get rid of junior
They get
secondary.
rid of all of them. I call them secondary now.
Yeah.
Oh.
June Jaribia said I did walk this morning.
Hmm.
Um,
Anyway.
wait, hold up. Albert Montana said I don't care. I had a good time now. They must have pain. Oh God. Albert was whining to the side, but
Yeah.
Albert, he family play mass with Carnival Nations, boy. Albert, boy, you had a good time. So, folks, we just want to bring you, we just want to let you know that going forward, Gary Mahabi has decided that he no longer wants to be part of the program, and we wish Gary all the best, and we thank him so much for all that he did for the program, and wish him all the best. And he's always welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We are also changing the name of the program as well to the DAT Triplets. That's DAT Triplets. So, we're doing some new background and new logos and everything. And as I said, we wish Gary all the best and wish him the best in all his endeavors. Okay. So, Nadia says, Albert, that was very nice. Yeah, but so Albert, how was Caribana, boy? So folks, I guess the big thing this past Monday was Emancipation Day, right? We can say that. That was the big thing. And many of us look at emancipation one way or the other, but I think the most important thing that I will look at is that Trinidad is the first one in the history of any country to have an emancipation holiday. And I think that is significant for a country of 1.3 to 1.4 million people, in order for you to be the first country to decide that it's important for you to have an Emancipation Day holiday. I mean, there's always things that you could do to improve, but I want to say congratulations to Trinidad and Tobago, being, forthright and innovative, because I think that's innovative for you to decide that you're going to be the first in order to have an Emancipation Day holiday. I mean, I don't remember who was the I don't remember, as a matter of fact, I should have looked that up, What was the date of the first time, under which prime minister that we actually became, got that Emancipation Day holiday? But, I think it's a good thing, for the country, as far as
The
I
first
think it's
Emancipation Day,
85.
1834.
No. We're not talking
holiday,
about that one.
holiday.
I think it's 85 if I'm not
Holiday.
mistaken.
Yeah, holiday.
Okay.
It's the first holiday. It's the first holiday of any country was, Emancipation Day in Trinidad and Tobago. So
But no,
I
let me
think,
ask you something. And anybody know how to say Happy Emancipation Day in the original tongue?
how you mean?
Tell us, Diana.
What do you mean?
No, I'm asking. I'm just asking.
What do you mean your original tongue?
There are so many tongues.
Well,
When
Yes,
they Africans, that they snatch and kidnap and bring, anybody know how? Anybody in Africa know how to say Happy Emancipation Day to one another in
no,
the
but
original?
but Diana, there was no emancipation holiday in any country. So you don't have to
Okay, there was no emancipation holiday. I'm not. That's not. I'm not harping on that. Anybody know how to say Happy Emancipation Day in the original tongue?
In
but
their
listen,
Whether
original
it be
tongue.
Yoruba,
I'm a
whether it be
Trinidadian.
Swahili, whether it
If I'm
be
a Trinidadian, it's Happy Emancipation Day.
Okay, and we emancipated. All right.
That's my original tongue. Happy Emancipation Day.
Okay, we emancipated, Angela. We emancipated.
No, but that's two different things, though. One
Really?
is you said one is, do you know how to say Happy Emancipation in your native tongue, right?
In
If
the original, I said native. I didn't say native. The original.
but if you're from
I said
Africa,
original and native is two different things, eh?
but if
All
you're
right.
from Africa and you don't have an emancipation
The
day,
original tongue. I bet you if you go to some Hindu and Muslim places, they know how to say certain holidays in Arabic and Hindi. So we emancipated. We
Were their tongues
emancipated.
taken? Were their tongues taken away?
We be emancipated, right? And if we emancipated, that's the stance I take. I'm not going after anyone. That's just my stance. And if we emancipated, how come it's only one day? Everybody putting on the African thing and there. The African today.
but Diana,
But you're free to do it. You're free to do it all year long, Diana.
you don't have to do it if you don't want to. If you don't want to, if you don't, as a matter of fact, and I do this, you know what I do? I put on an African outfit when I feel like putting on one. I've come to this show many times when
We emancipated.
because I feel like putting it on. I don't think I need emancipation in order to tell me how to put on a dashiki or whatever. Me personally, that's me.
Well,
But there are
really?
other people who feel like it's a good thing for them to celebrate that, and I have no problem with that
I have no problem with it.
because they have a right to be able to celebrate the way they want to celebrate it.
Fine. But I've taken a certain stance, and I'm going to remain in that stance. It does nothing for us because let me tell you something. When we went to school, brainwash education to make us a fool. African history was not a priority. The priority was we had. Well, you could negate it. I know I was taught. African history was not a priority. Remember, you went away to wherever, right? I did my last schooling in Trinidad and Tobago and my A levels in Barbados. African history was not a priority. You learn about Vasco da Gama, Christopher Columbus, Sir Walter Raleigh, and Francis Drake. You know, when I learned about Mansa Musa, when I was 27 years old, attending university here. And we emancipated.
But is African history on the curriculum in the Caribbean right now?
Emancipated. Mm-hmm.
I'm asking a question. Is African any bit of
I don't
African
know. Ask
history?
them. I don't have children going to school. Ask somebody in the chat. We emancipated.
As a matter of fact,
We emancipated. Go ahead, Tommy. Go ahead.
Even here, you have to actually pursue Africana studies to know African history.
But the option is given to you. Back in the day in Trinidad, all we heard about African history, the triangular slave trade. Boom, done with that. You walk in, they snatch it, wherever, the triangular slave trade, they drill that in your head.
Maybe there's someone in the chat who can enlighten us as to whether Africana studies is being offered in the university.
Let me do this.
And when I questioned my history teacher,
let me call David Mom. I'll call David Mom right now. He's a historian, so he can help us. Let me call him.
Right.
Let's call David Mohammed.
Brother David.
Brother David Mohammed. Dr. David Mohammed. Let me call him.
Dr. David, yeah.
D-A-V-I-D. David Mohammed. Now, I hope this thing will work with the phone. I hope it will work. So let's try and see. Or maybe I should call him on WhatsApp. You know what?
They're hearing it.
No. Let me call him through here. So that he can hear us and we can hear him.
All right.
Call him online. Wow. That thing is hot, boy. Look at right there.
African history. Happy Emancipation Day.
You guys hearing that, right? Are you guys hearing that? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe he's doing a program of teaching. Sometimes he teaches, you know. Nope, he's teaching or something. Or he must be running a program alive. Nope.
Okay. So all right. So we call him back a little later because I think what's important in that.
But what's important is the point I'm making, Ansem. I don't know if it is being done now, but I know when in my time I got into trouble for asking if we were only slaves. We ain't come from nothing. I got into trouble for asking that question because all was being drilled in my head is that I am a descendant of slaves. Nothing. We were like, we never invent nothing. Nobody never tell us nothing. Nothing so that we black people invented, African people invented stuff. And I'm getting to I read something somewhere that the same Shakespeare that made me ram down my throat, I hear he didn't even write it. It was his chambermaid, a little black girl. You see,
Diana, you see, I kind of think you're missing the boat here. Here's why. Because to me, when you don't have anything, right, and you are given something in order to edify you or to make you understand your past, I think
brainwash education. They brainwash me.
I think that's a good thing. For example, people say that in this country, Black History Month is the shortest month in the year.
The brainwash.
Right? And listen, that is true. February is the shortest month, right? But we never had something before, and we get something. We're looking at the 1% rather than looking at the 90%, at the 99%. You see?
Black history should be treated. Black history is American history. That is the way it should be taught. Because there's no America without Black history.
No,
Somebody argue that.
No, but it didn't used to be a Black History Month.
There is no, and we emancipated.
No, but there didn't used to be a Black History Month, and then you get a Black History Month.
And so we emancipated.
That's a step in the right direction.
And
Right,
we emancipated.
What is the equivalent to emancipation in the United States?
We emancipated.
I would say
Juneteenth. No, I'm talking about it.
Juneteenth. Yeah, Juneteenth.
Stay on that. Stay there. Juneteenth. What is the story behind Juneteenth? Let me see if I can repeat it. Tell me if I'm wrong, Tommy, because you're deep into that. Apparently, one of them states, Texas or one of them, didn't get the message in time. Some guy rode all the way and he arrived in that state to tell the slaves that they're free, right? All right or wrong?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, good. So, and we emancipated.
And we free.
And we free. We emancipated and we free, yet still, we can't go in certain neighborhoods and do certain things. Let me go into Westmoreland and all them places and try to buy a house up in there now.
Yeah, you know, but Diana,
we emancipated.
In the United States that you couldn't go, but you could go now.
We emancipated. We emancipated.
But Diana, wasn't there places that you couldn't go that you could go now?
We emancipated.
That you couldn't go and eat and you can do that now?
While we're on the point of emancipation, the World Bank takes money. Lord, this thing is so that they got from Africa, all the minerals and whatever, and they have money in their bank, and they will loan it to different countries at different rates. And when it comes to loaning it to African countries, the APR on it, the percentage, the repayment on it is triple and quadruple, and we emancipated. Why is that? Why is that? We emancipated. Why is that?
What is your understanding of emancipation, Diana?
I'm going to address it in my article at the end. But emancipated, I believe, do you know something called emancipated minor? You should be able to take care of yourself.
But what is your understanding? What's your understanding of emancipation?
You're free, you're able to take care of yourself. That's what Webster defines it as.
Emancipation.
Yeah.
Right. So you're saying that we are not free to be able to take care of ourselves?
You hear them complaining about the booklets in the chat?
No, I'm asking you a question. You don't think that we are free to be able to take care of ourselves?
I emancipated, right?
No, I'm not asking.
Am I emancipated? Yes or no answer?
I can't tell you whether you emancipated or not. You have to make a decision for yourself.
All right, I'm emancipated, but I can't get an ID card.
Okay. So because you can't get an ID card, you're not emancipated.
I can't get an ID card that allows me to vote. So that allows me to wait. No, let's say
so
I wanted to return.
5% of the population could get an ID card and 5% can't get an ID card.
They're not emancipated. You're not emancipated. No, it should go right across the board.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Juneteenth says it commemorates an effective end of slavery in the United States. Juneteenth, short for June 19th, marks the day when federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas in 1865 to take control of the state, ensure that all enslaved people are freed.
And it took a whole year for them to get there to tell these people that they emancipated. You're approaching top of the hour.
Yeah. So a holiday celebrated on the 19th of June to commemorate the emancipation of enslaved people in the U.S. The holiday was first celebrated in Texas. We're on the date in 1865 in the aftermath of the Civil War. Slaves were declared free under the terms of the 1862 Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah, they were free, but if they were caught off the plantation, no paper, you better put them on the chain gang. But they were emancipated. You're going to the top of the hour.
So, folks, it's In the Village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. I really don't think you've given a great explanation so far, Diana, about
And
emancipation.
so,
And
you know, we can agree to disagree and answer.
yeah,
But
so,
listen to me. Listen.
wait. But let's go for the break. We'll be
Right.
right back. When we come back, we're gonna address that. We'll be right back.
Right.
Stick it. No way. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM. You're listening to WZYE 95.
A big pusher, iron she daughter. Son in jail for manslaughter.
FM, of course, that is an icon from Lavantil, no other than singing Sandra. So let's quickly get back to the subject. Diana, did you want to add something?
She's probably away from the mic.
Yeah, her mic is muted.
Oh, muted. Okay.
Yeah.
But remember, Panther said they're laughing in the ghetto, eh?
Yeah. I go play that one too. Correct. Yeah. You see, but I think that when we try something to improve the lot of something, we seem to have a problem with that something, right? And find a reason why it is not good for us, right? I mean, I look at Emancipation Day, and to me, you have a choice. You could either celebrate it, you could sit on the sidelines. Just when an election comes, you could decide to go out and vote or not vote, right? There are people who decide that we are going to celebrate this day, and I think they have a right to celebrate that day. And there's a lot of people who celebrate that day on both sides of the coin. So I mean, I don't have a problem with Emancipation Day at all. And to say that we're not emancipated and all of that stuff, I mean, I don't have a problem with the holiday.
Well, I don't have a problem with the holiday, but answer when you, as a well-known Trinbagonian PNMite professor, cannot get them, those in charge, to when you cannot convince them to set up a Wall Street to Lavantil, the Wall Street Foundation that benefit those same youths in the ghetto, are we emancipated?
But Diana, I hear you, but you see, I cannot depend on them to do something for a community of Lavantil, for example. And let me give you an example, right? There was the example when the pandemic, they were giving out hampers, right? Somebody called me and say, and some, they give you hampers. And this is what they told me. The hampers are 5 row, crowing at a plantain and so on and so forth, right? I decided that, tell me how many families living in Chumaka, Lavantil, in the plannings where I grew up. They tell me 53 families, right? Every single family in Chumaka, Lavantil, in the planning where I grew up received a hamper, right? So what I could have done, I could have gone to Fitzgerald's or the council and say, listen, I am going to do this. I want you guys to help. right? Now, we also know that I've been trying to get them to paint those 3 buildings in Chumaka, Claventil, as well as demolish that building. And coming real soon, we have discussed that we are going to be doing a car raffle here in order to raise funds to take care of those things. Because if we continue to wait on them to do things for us, we may never get it done. Never get it done. So we can't continue to wait on them in order to get things done. Listen, the Laventil to Wall Street Scholarship Foundation, Laventil to Wall Street Empowerment Center was a great idea. That wasn't for me. And there is some people, some of the same people say, well, you want something free. It's like if the building could be in Assembly Born name. It's not in my name, it's in the foundation name. Right?
And the beneficiary is the people of Lavatil, the people of Port of Spain, people of Trinidad and Tobago,
Correct.
not Assembly Born.
It is not a building where I'm telling you, well, you have to live in Laventil to come and if you have free SAT classes or free ACT classes, you have to live in Laventil to come and get the free classes. No. As a matter of fact, my idea was to have a 41 constituencies to Wall Street.
And you giving back. You not
correct. 41 constituency across the country. Some will be academics, and I call it the double A's. Some is academics, some is athletics.
Athletic.
If academically inclined, we go deal you with the SAT, the ACT, so you could get an academic scholarship.
And we can even get arts going too, so they can get music scholarships and so on.
Correct. This wasn't just a one-sided type of thing where it's just, sports alone. It was a so that is the way I look at it, right? And that is something that still is going to be done. It's going to be done. But I just thought it was an easy segue, for the P&M in order for them to support something like that, since Laventil is a known, Laventil have been one of the most loyal supporters of the People's National Movement. And that's why I thought it would be a no-brainer. Right?
You know what? In theory, it seems to be a no-brainer, but when we really think about the way Laventil has been treated, it would have been, just on second thought, it would have been easier to say Port of Spain to Wall Street or something like that, because there's a stigma attached to Laventil.
You are absolutely correct. Tommy, you are 100% correct. I was told I should take Laventil out of the name and people go feel a little more comfortable.
There's a stigma attached to it.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. Plain talk, bad manners.
Yep.
You're absolutely right. So go ahead, Diana.
A small accident. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, so I believe that we have to try to start looking at things from a different perspective, and listen, I will like the party in power to do a lot more things, right? And Emancipation is where those people come out, they wear the dashiki, they wear whatever they want to wear, but hey, listen, who am I to tell them what they should do and what they shouldn't do?
Anyway, Anselm, I don't believe that your idea or your thoughts are gonna come back void. I think it's just a matter of time before it takes root.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it'll take root.
Yeah. I mean, I have hope. Let me say welcome to Anderson. Anderson boy, you're inside. Anderson Wilson, a friend of WZYE 95.9 FM and in the village.
Yeah, I spilled my drink here. I was drinking a nice cool smoothie.
Yeah.
Spilled right here. Oh.
Albert Montano says Sparrow sung a calypso called economic slavery, and that's true. One kind of slavery is another. That's why so many people suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Right? John wants to ask Vonnie if you're for real. Vonnie Roberts says, and you still want them to govern us? Miss Coover says, good night, everyone in the village, Wall Street, Diana, Gary, Fishstick, Takesha, Tommy, John V, Roberts, and the rest in the village blessing Wataks. You're
But
inside.
one of the meanings of emancipation, right, means to be able to take care of yourself. Because there are some minors, they approach the court and they ask for emancipation from their parents. So if you're emancipated, you should be able to take care of yourself. What is causing all this poverty in Trinidad and Tobago? If emancipated. And can you honestly tell me? We listen to them in the chat here, right? They're lamenting about the book lists and stuff to be filled. So there's the element of not having sufficient funds. Can you really tell a person happy Emancipation Day with all that economic pressures on them? Can happiness be related to Emancipation Day when we have all this poverty? We had a young lady that Gary had brought to our attention with the 10 children. Then there was this man living about near the beach, living on tree limbs and stuff. I mean,
all over the world there are issues going on when it comes to people being able to take care of themselves. Except that
I want to call it as it directly correlates to emancipation. What is the cause of that? What's the cause of that? You know why? We the Africans never received any reparation.
I agree.
And it created a generational wealth gap.
No, that's totally different, Diana. That what you're saying, I could agree with that. But you see the other part? I could agree with the reparations part. But the happy Emancipation Day part, if I want to choose one day in order for me to be
emancipate me.
You trying to take away my one day that I want to be happy? You trying to take away my one day?
Anselm, even though back in the day when they were emancipated and they left the plantation and they had no job, where do you think they put them? They put them back in, they put them in chain gang. And if they were caught off the plantation and not having a job or a fixed place of abode, where do you think they ended up? On the chain gangs or in prison?
But
so how are they emancipated?
We are not there anymore. We are not there anymore.
But the tentacles of that still exist.
No, we're not. If you want to have that tentacles around your neck, that's okay. But I don't have them tentacles around my neck.
It still exists.
I'm not going to have those tentacles around my neck. My kids are not going to have
okay, you're not. But there are people where happy emancipation day, But you tell me that you're telling the wrong person.
I would say there's less people. There's less people. No scientific evidence. There's less people who want to think about the negative part of it and have tentacles around the neck.
Negative. The thing is, it's a reality.
Because we have we have emancipation. I'm not emancipated. That I'm not going to try to be the best that I can be. If growing up in Chumaka Clavinton, all I used to think about, boy, things hard. You understand? I'm not emancipated. You see, Diana, and we're going to talk about something tonight. I want to talk about internalized oppression. I want to talk about that tonight. Because you see, there's many of us who look like us, right? Exhibit what's called internalized oppression. We exhibit internalized oppression, and we're going to discuss that tonight because we have to stop it. And Fitzgerald Hines and Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, right, are the poster men, call them men, for internalized oppression in Trinidad and Tobago, and we will discuss that. We have to discuss that. You understand? Because we use what our oppressors use against ourselves. That's what we are doing. So when you talk about emancipation, then we're not emancipated. You know that's what they tell us? That's what them just tell us. You're not emancipated. So we're using the same thing that they just use against us and use against our own selves. That's called internalized oppression. And we have to stop that.
That's called telling the truth. I'm going to present my article and not
All right.
and support my statement, my statement that I made. But
Anyway,
So let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. Right? Let's go
I
there.
want to go at the end of the show. I'm not revealing my salient points. Just to give
but
me some research.
let me make a point.
Right.
There's poverty, and there will be poverty as far back as and far forward as we can think. Except that in some of these societies, there are safety nets that are set up to alleviate some of the stresses of not having.
And where the safety net in Trinidad and Tobago?
That's the point I'm making. In some of these newer societies or newer nations or younger nations, so to speak, we need to put things in place, which is safety nets, to prevent some of the hardship that these citizens are facing. And it could be done, and it should be done, and it's probably just only a matter of time. That's my opinion, because I'm hopeful.
I am hopeful too as well. So let's play this. That's what you call internalized oppression. And let me say this, right? Let me say this. I don't know if you all remember one time, Fitzgerald Hines was coming out of a grocery store and he saw a young black man. And the first thing he said, he was looking for the piper in the fella. All you remember that?
Yep.
You remember that? Internalized oppression. He was looking for the piper in the fella. He wasn't looking for the positive in the fella, you know. He was looking for the piper in the fella. And I'm going to get the article and read it. Internalized oppression. But let me go a little further. I want you all to listen to Fitzgerald Hines again. Just listen to him. Listen to him.
Is the land here where I lived. Every Saturday and Sunday here in wedding, on. Couples getting married today. That is not happening. And therefore, our family structures are breaking down. The men and they want sex, they want girlfriend, they're going to have babies, but they don't want the serious responsibility.
You hear that? 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 That fella, you hear that fella telling you? He in a black community, you's a MP, and here what you telling them people and them. All they don't want no responsibility. Other people that tell them, all they know good. Why you don't Google with the fathers and them? Right? The same thing they say about us is the same thing Fitzgerald Hines regurgitating. Same exact thing. Internalized oppression 101. Fitzgerald Hines.
That a man has to take when he chooses to have a woman. These, I submit, are the real issues affecting us, and not no hole in the road.
You hear? Those issues are affecting us. But what the government doing is not really affecting us. A hole in the road? Nah, that is not affecting you. There we go on.
Not no water problem, because you just get water. You might get every day 24 hours a day, but you just get water to...
You see, he don't want to get you water 24 hours a day, you know. He don't want that. He telling you, once you get water, you'll be happy with that, because that's what I'm saying to us. Right? Whatever they give us, we should be happy with. Internalized
Take that and cool it.
Take that and cool it. Take that. You can't even drink water and mind your business. Eat jelly and mind your business. Eat jelly, take bamboo and mind your business. Internalized oppression 101. Fitzgerald Hines and them. And them is the fellas who ruling us. Well, listen to him. Listen to him.
To clean yourself, to wash your clothes.
So you're going to clean yourself and wash your clothes when you get water.
Watch what? Your road might be bad. Your road might be bad. But listen, your road might be bad. Don't worry about that. Listen.
The drain might be clogged.
Your drain might be clogged. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
And it should not be so, because we have people in this country who we pay money to do the job.
You see? You see? We have people who pay money to do the job. Well, wait now. Isn't he the MP?
And you paying money for a job that ain't done?
Don't we pay him to do the job?
And we paying for a job that ain't get...
101.
Are we paying for a job that ain't get done?
Yes, yes. And you see? Internalized oppression. Look.
But it can't be found. which is another problem in this country. We want to be on the payroll, but we don't want to work.
What?
Listen,
You want to be on
look at the
payroll
man in the
to
mirror. Look at the man in the mirror.
Look at the man in the mirror, Tommy. You building up in Chumaka Claventel, sitting there for 7 years under the PNM. 7 years. Abandoned and unpainted. 7 years. Boy, and you talk internalized oppression 101. And he's talking to people that look like him.
But Anselm, in all fairness, isn't part of the problem the father's not taking care of the children?
Diana,
Mm-hmm.
fathers, there are many fathers. I would like to see these statistics in Trinidad.
I
In this
say all,
country,
you know,
but listen,
those.
in this country, that is what they say a lot about black fathers, and it's not correct. It is absolutely not correct. But you see, it's internalized oppression. We hear them say that about us. We internalize it and we put it back on our own. We're the fathers and them. They're not taking care of their kids. That is exactly what internalized oppression is.
But how is it internalized oppression? I'm confused.
What do you mean you're confused?
I'm not confused because
Hear what you said just now there. Hear what you said.
Let me finish now.
Okay.
And don't tell me that I'm an outlier. My father didn't take care of me. So
You
how
not-
is that?
So
That's an elephant in the room within the black race. And I can name many people that the fathers weren't there. Okay.
Exception or rule? Which one?
I know many fathers in Chumaka who are absolutely there.
Exception or the rule? Which one?
No exception or no rule. No. The problem, and sometimes I have to agree with the problem in society. How do you create generational wealth? The family structure is important. The family structure is important from day one, from the inception.
My father was not wrong. My grandmother teach me how to save. My grandmother teach me how to become an entrepreneur.
No, I said, okay, go ahead.
My father was not wrong. My grandmother taught me to be an entrepreneur. My grandmother told me to go pick mangoes and sell in Snake Valley.
You need family
if I get
structure.
$1, I want to save 50 cents.
So let me ask you, let me venture there, Anselm. I like to venture there. Supposing now your grandmother didn't tell. Can I ask? I'm going to ask you the question. Supposing now your father, your grandmother didn't teach you how to pick mango, and your mother didn't venture to the United States. What do you think would have become of you, Anselm? What do you think may have become of you? Tell me.
I don't want to suppose that. Because I don't know.
I don't know. You don't want to suppose it.
I don't know what would have become of me. I really don't. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know what would become of me.
That wasn't your destiny. It was not your destiny to not.
That was I can't go back and try to figure out if that didn't happen. Why I want to know if that didn't happen.
But I am one that the family structure is important to keep the family together, and that family nucleus is important. And you know,
we have a misnomer that it is the best for the father to be in the household. Absolutely. 100%. Okay? However, I have to tell you, my father wasn't there. He may not like to hear that, but I do remember seeing him.
But you're telling the truth, you tell he wasn't there, he wasn't there. You're telling the truth.
However, it never stopped me from being the best person that I can be.
And you are the outlier.
Your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become.
Yeah, but maybe you are the outlier, but there's some youths who probably, would not have fared better.
I'm not an outlier. There's as a matter of fact, there's many people growing up in Chumaka who had fathers. Right? And I turned out better than some of them.
I don't
They
know.
had mother, father, aunt, uncle, nana,
I
niece, anybody. I turn out better than them.
I will take the stance, and I don't expect nobody to agree with me. I listen to everybody's opinion. I will take the stance that whether he is African, Indian, Chinese, whatever, you make a child, you need to be responsible for that child as a male. Good. That's the
And I
stance
agree
I
with that.
take it.
You need to be responsible. You need to be responsible for that child. But you know what? If
You
your
need to
father
be
don't want to be
responsible for that child.
well, Dana, if your father don't want to be responsible, right?
Well, that,
You
but
could tell
and that
yourself,
is where the breakdown occurs. If the father, if he don't want to be responsible, you have to find a way to make him be responsible. Hold him accountable. If you continue along with the father has to, he must be there. He must be there in that child life somehow. You can't just be. I agree. I have to talk for it because I can't go and play. I have to talk. I'm talking from a life experience. Mine didn't take care of me. I'm 62 years old, and he's still running. He's a long. You think he's a marathon runner? Mine is a marathon runner.
Diana, we tired say to
Come
you,
on. Come
Diana,
on.
you are an
I
You
know
see,
firsthand. My aunt
Diana,
Slim did.
let me ask you a question. Should I use my experience to believe that everybody who was in my experience or my position, right, will turn out the same way as I turned out?
No. But you don't know what will become of them. You don't know.
And
But
that's the same thing with the
it is
emancipation.
important. The father must be there. I'm going to preach it to the hill. I don't care if nobody had to agree with me. You make a child with somebody, you and she ain't getting along. You didn't follow through with the child. You need to be responsible for your child. If you move on with somebody else, let the woman not be angry with you, and you don't be angry. And all you see about this child, the father, you have to take whoever, you have to take care of the child.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let them off the hook.
And now we are gonna be able to also talk about circumstances where the father was there taking care of the child, giving the child everything they want, father and mother, and the child still turned out to be very worthless.
Well,
Worse.
So
Worthless.
I mean,
yeah, but
Worthless.
not. I guarantee the percentage is not as high as if the father in there.
Eugene Julian, you are absolutely correct.
What are you saying
Absolutely
now?
correct. Here it is. He says,
Yeah.
there are many single fathers who have successful children.
Amen. I'm glad he cemented my point.
But
The
no,
father must
that's
take
not your
it and
point.
stay and take. The father must
You
take
see,
care
that's
of.
not your
He
point.
cemented my point. The father it's tantamount to the successful development of the child. What do you think I said? The father is necessary.
Diana, you were saying the whole family together.
The family
The whole
structure could
family.
be, when I say family structure, it could be grandmother, grandfather, uncle, whoever.
Your argument was an absentee dad.
But the fathers have to be in the child's life.
Right.
And
But
you must.
Eugene Julian is absolutely correct. There are many single fathers who have very successful children.
Gosh, it proves my point. The father is needed around. And if he stays around, look what happens.
But it could be a single father.
He stayed around now, and the child is successful.
And also, a father doesn't have to be around for his children to be successful either.
He doesn't have to live in the household, but you must check for the child, have some sort of relationship with the child, say hello, let the child know who you are. You can't just have an offspring and just wander in the wind and come on, the child has to understand its identity.
A great point here. That there are many mothers. There are many fathers who want to be part of the children's lives.
There are many mothers who walk out
because of the mothers,
why did the mothers they walk out?
How about that, Diana? How about that?
What do you mean because of the mothers they walk out?
Because the mothers put all kind of thing in the children's brains. Your father worthless. Let me tell you this. Let me give you an example. I don't know why my mother and my father break up, and that's their business. My mother used to tell me, well, I know where you're going to look for E4. I say, ma, let me tell you something. you and daddy, all that thing, I have no interest in that. That my father, I gonna look for my father. But that's when I was adult age, that I could say that now. But when I was a teenager, if my mother tell me, you ain't going there, I have to listen to she. What I go do? But however, when I became an adult, nobody could tell me I can't go and look for my father. I don't want to hear that.
I ain't looking for mine. I don't even want. I don't want to know. I don't want to know it near me.
Diana, how about those mothers who do that, Diana? What about that?
She probably has a valid reason. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Expose it, Diana. A valid reason.
I don't know. Maybe she has a valid reason for
really? A valid reason.
Detrimental to the child. I don't know. I don't know.
For my kids. Eh? Yeah. I want to be part of my kids' life. We break up. You go your way, I go my way, but I want to be part of my kids' life.
And like I said, unless he's detrimental, he's a drunkard, he's a molester, he like to beat you. You don't have your children around that. But if he's an upstanding fella, he needs to be in the child's life.
That upstanding father. Who the mother don't want the kids around. Diana, Eugene says, Diana, many mothers have walked out. How about that? How about that, Diana?
They would know why they walked out.
Oh, the father don't know why he walked out either, right?
They would know why they walk out because it takes a lot more. I never had children of my own, but I don't think I could walk away from my child I made. If I go in my childhood,
you cannot put yourself in other people's shoes.
Yeah.
Or you should put yourself in other.
Why did she walk out? Because of abuse or what? Why?
Many mothers have walked out. He didn't say. He wasn't specific. There's many mothers. Mike Smith, welcome. I see that Nadia has a daughter phone again. So let me finish. Let me finish with this thing here. Let me just finish with this so I can move it off the screen. Let's finish.
When the problems come, the MP is the bad fella, the government. I say to you, and I tell you why.
You see, when the problem comes, right? The MP is the bad fella. The government is the bad fella. You know why always the bad fella? When you don't do what you're supposed to do and you come with this hypocritical, disingenuous, deceitful speech trying to get people. That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. Eh? When people want to see you and they can't see you, what about that? Eh? Eh? When people want to see you, they can't see you. I know you coming on board. It's not about a pothole. It's not about a drain, right? Fathers having sex and all this kind of thing. Look, miss me with that, eh?
I feel how I feel. I'm 66 years of age. I told my daughter last week, Bible says 3 score 10. But with current modern medicine and techniques and sensible eating and all of that, you could make a little 81, a little 82, you make a little thing even beyond that. And let me say it's 80. 80 years in this life, in this good house they call the human body. It's a short time, that's 20 years, 4 times. That's no time. And at 66, I used the first 20, the second 20, the third 20. And I am 6 years into my last 20. So I told my daughter last week, on my calculation, I might only have about 14 years around here again. No, this is what I'm saying. And therefore, I don't have no time to lose. I don't have no time to waste. I'm at a stage where I have to speak my truth to my people without hesitation.
That is the face of internalized oppression. That fella right there. That is a great example of what you call internalized oppression. Deceitful, disingenuous, and hypocritical. That's what it is. Plain talk, bad man.
We're getting back to the single mother and single father and mother business. Diana, very often when one man go, man come. What should happen and what a mother should negotiate with a stepfather is that when he becomes a part of the family, you who he met there, he has to treat you with courtesy and give you the same love that he gives her. Am I correct in my assessment?
Let me anyway, let me what I saw growing up, I made up in my Bajan mind,
Uh-huh.
me going on that road. Because I know I ain't got the patience, number one. I really don't have the patience, eh? And the older I get, I see it. Now if you and I in something and you get on like a whatever, I will pick up something and then just lick it on with it or chuck you one side. I don't have the patience with men and their nonsense like they like to perpetrate, some men, right? So I decided to go a certain way in life, right? I say I don't want to turn because I see all the nonsense. I had to see what all these little jagabats that my mother had from an early age. And I say, see me, I ain't want to see another diaper in my life. Not me. I'm not doing it. I don't have the patience. So I made up in my mind from what I saw growing up. Children wasn't for me. And, this life with a man, no, you could live somewhere and let me live here. Go, we can bounce up. But don't come and live at me. Because that's just me. That's where I grew up. I don't want to live with anybody.
I hear what you
I don't
say,
like
but
patience.
I don't think you got my point. The point I was making is that your mother had a role to play
Mm-hmm.
in you having a father image in your life, because of
Which
course when
father
you when
image?
when your
Who?
father when your father left and she got a new husband or a new mate, part of the agreement with that mate has to be and should be that you met me with Diana, or you met me with a daughter or son or whomever,
Okay.
as
Mm.
right. That's
It
part
was
of the
when
agreement.
it wasn't
That
that way for me. Okay,
that that
I was sent away, and then I reunited with her years later. And when I reunited with her years later, as I became a teenager, he wanted to make me a dalliance of his, but I beat his ass off of me. I would fight daily, felt bottle in his tail, kick him, slap him with a
so
chair, something. So
so
I
your
know.
mother has to she has to take responsibility for what the relationship that you and him developed or didn't develop.
I had no relationship with him. I call him Mr. Lewis. That was his name. I had no relationship with he. And me, like I said to people, because I feel for children who don't have a father figure in their life. And now the one that, boy, I tell you, the one that wherever did the nasty with my mother, with the woman that birthed me, suddenly knows he has a daughter at 62. So I want to know who he is. And it's a vicious cycle,
But
and
Diana,
it has to be broken.
but Diana,
It has to be broken.
what you have done is you have painted all men with a broad paintbrush.
Well,
And you have put
I'm
all
sorry,
men,
man. I'm sorry,
you,
Oliver.
you have put all men
I don't
into
have the
one bag.
patience, though.
Now let me give
I
you an
don't
example, right? I saw
have the
I
patience.
saw my mother growing up, and I saw my father being present, not as often as I would like. So you know what I did? I did totally opposite. I said, you know what? When I have kids, I will make sure that I am there for my kids at all time. At all time.
I didn't even want to find out.
And that
So
is
me
what
went down
that's
that
the
road.
road. That's the road that I decide to take. I decide to take the road where is that I am going to make sure that what I see growing up is going to be different with my kids when they come into this world.
Well, I
Totally
didn't want to find out, so I didn't go down the road to become a mother, and then you had to be running down for $1 here. There. And I know I know me.
That's what
I
you
ain't
did.
had the patience,
You painted a brush, you painted a broad brush,
and
and
I
all men
accept that.
in
And
this
I
world
accept
are.
that. I accept it. I accept it. I was not going to risk what I went through with them two people, them three people, to try to bring a child in this world to perhaps have to deal with a stepfather and an idiot father. To perhaps, I said, eh? So
So
I say, see me, I ain't going down that road at all.
so
No.
So,
Nope.
so Nadia says there are many single mothers who are very good children too. My mother's a single mother. And
Right.
all of her kids, I have to say that, all of her kids turn out to be very good kids.
Hip hip
Very
hooray.
good kids. All of
Hip
them
hip hooray.
out of Chumaka Clavantil. And I've
Hip hip
known
hooray.
other people who lived in Chumaka Clavantil. And that's, but plenty people in Chumaka had two parents in the household. Huh? Plenty of them. They had two parents in the household. I'd admit that. Plenty of them had two parents in the household. I think maybe my household was one of the few households that didn't have two parents. You know, Nadia said Wall Street, that's right. Albert says,
I wasn't taking any chance. Not me. No, not me. I end up marrying a guy. He get on my damn nerves. I said, hey, you stay somewhere, I go on. I don't page. Diana Benskin, I realized it. And as I got older, I said, but Diana, you don't have the patience with men and I don't answer them. Me and somebody could get along. You could live in another state and let me live in another state. And I could.
You go into a relationship with a preconceived notion. And the first time you see anything that's fit into that puzzle, right? That is it for you. Cancel
you
Christmas.
live in another state and let me live in another state. I could.
So Albert Montana said, what Caroline talking about? He's a stranger to the truth.
I think it with it.
Yeah. That fella, you see, and that is the thing, eh? And when we have these type of things, we're supposed to be able to call out these type of things. Right? We had to call these things out. You know, and I see that, and I said I could
but
not.
he's only confirming what Ms. World said, that the issues that are plaguing the nation. You come out of your mouth, you don't get water. What is a necessity to clean, to cook, to wash your tail? You know, and you talking telling people, so if you get water 1 day a week,
Right.
You
need that every day. You need it every day.
And that's my point. That's exactly my point. The man is telling you, watch, if you get water 2 days out of the week, well, you should be happy with that.
Yeah.
I want to know if he's getting water 2 days a week. What he should be doing is saying, you know what? If them getting 2 days a week, give me 2 days a week too.
Yeah.
Give me 2 days a week too. But you go come
He
here.
he should live among them so he can feel what they feel.
Right. This is Fitzgerald's and HDD. Fitzgerald's and HDD. Hypocritical, deceitful, and disingenuous.
Water 2 days a week.
2 days a week. If you have a hole in the road, what are you worrying about that for?
Don't worry about that. It'll just mash up your chassis. That's it.
All you see. But this is the type of things, and none of them, you know, it's of them PNM people say, "Oh God, what a great speech, Fitzgerald's, great speech." You have another one where you say, "See how far."
Because the attitude is you have a hole in the road, but you hear what I said? The attitude is you have a hole in the road. At least you still have a road.
Yeah. You have a road. Why you worry about it? All you have a road. All you shouldn't be complaining. You like to complain too much.
These are the lovely services that the emancipated people are getting from the incumbent government.
That ain't nothing to do with emancipation, though.
Sure has a lot to do with it.
Nah, also.
When you're emancipated, Webster gives the definition for emancipation as being able to take care of yourself. If you, as the incumbent, cannot take care of the populace, then you're not emancipated. You can't get them water. They ain't got no work. The holes in the pot road. What else you say? Huh? They're not emancipated. You cannot take care of yourself. Yourself in this instant is the voting populace of Trinidad and Tobago that depend on the services that they taxpayers, that they collect from taxes from these people, and they're not giving them the services. They're not emancipated. You're not. You can't get water to wash. You can't get water. But Twiggy had to do a dance to get water. You can't get water to wash. You can't get water to cook. The people in the chat bawling about the book list. and you're emancipated, but they don't get money for it. There's no grants, no social network system to catch these people, to help them out with the booklets, and you're emancipated? Huh? Better you go back on plantation and live and let master take care of you. Everything will be met then. Because emancipation ain't working. It ain't working in Trinidad. It's not. No work. Children going to be coming out of school, no work. Huh? People, the criminals. Apparently this guy come out of jail and wherever I'm tea. He gone. Right? He get bail, he gone. That's an emancipated society. You can't take care of your old people. You can't take care of the healthcare system in shambles. Are you emancipated? Yeah, right. Let's go back on the plantation, eh?
No. Okay. We're going to address it when you come back. There is a Philip Edward Alexander had an Emancipation Day speech on his Facebook page. And I cannot understand. I don't know if Hailey is there in the chat. Hailey, I don't understand that if you want to be the future prime minister, how you could actually post something like this on social media. I don't get it. I totally missed it. All right. And I'm going to post that up for you guys to see. I don't understand. You know, I mean, I understand, but I'm trying to understand still. Right? I understand, but I'm trying to understand even better. Right? That a man who wants to be the future prime minister of the country will even think about. Anyway, let me know it. Let me put it up. All right? Look at here.
Oh dear. What is it?
Alexander says, Syrians, white, and Chinese in Trinidad have no special days, but have money and opportunity, even though they arrived here with nothing but clothes on their back. I want to let it digest that. Syrians, white, and Chinese in Trinidad have no special days, but have money and opportunity, even though they arrive with nothing but clothes on their back. Think about that, right? Did any one of them have to go through slavery? And this fella wants to be the prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And what he's saying, this is his quote, This is his quote. Imagine that.
And he benefited from his family's wealth on the backs of the slaves.
And he admitted he's part of the 1%. He admitted that. And look, that's where you're writing. Well, this is where you're writing. I want to ask Adrian. Adrian, what do you think about this? Adrian, if you're listening, I want to ask you what you think about this. Hailey, what you think about this, Hailey? If you're listening. This is the man quoted. It taken straight off his Facebook page, his Emancipation Day speech. Well, let's see the people we want to be prime minister of our country. You see what he's saying?
Well, he emancipated, so he could say what he wants.
Okay.
He never had to go through 400 years of a greased economic pole and a economic knee stifling your neck. And when the dude said the system was abolished and you're finding off the plantation, a police force was formed to snatch you and carry you to the train gang. Look, I want
to ask a question.
So Tommy, hold that thought. Let me go for a quick station identification. We're going to go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this show.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m.
You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM.
Okay. So Tommy, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying they arrived with the clothes on the back, but didn't they get special opportunities and special privileges?
Tommy, as you say that, or let us prompt me. Diana, do you want to say something?
No, go ahead.
I want to play something else for you guys. We're going to get back to this. So this is what Philip Alexander, the leader of the People's Empowerment Party, PEP.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I stand corrected. Right? This is what he's saying. Syrian whites and Chinese in Trinidad have no special days, but have money and opportunity, even though they too arrive here with nothing but clothes on their back. Right? That's Philip Edward Alexander.
Oh, yeah.
Man who wants to lead us to be Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
Woo.
Let me play this for you now. And people just always say that Dr. Eck Williams was the worst thing happened to Trinidad and Tobago, right? I want to play this for you. Listen to this. This from the archives. Listen to this.
It is a big day for the small man as the Prime Minister, Dr. Eric Williams, arrives at the Pilot Farm project to make the first distribution of Crown lands to farmers following his Meeting the People tours. Lands totaling 1,210 acres are to be distributed to 242 persons for mixed farming. The Prime Minister noted that there were 100 agricultural farmers among them.
How much was that?
100.
100.
All hear that, right? Right? And you see him? He was one of the worst prime ministers. Is that where you get land is the basis of everything, right?
That's right.
It helps create intergenerational wealth.
Okay.
That's right.
Let's go on.
In keeping with Cabinet's decision that a certain emphasis should be placed not only on people with agricultural experience, but also on people who were unemployed and had no land of their own. In satisfying that passionate desire for land which so many people had shared for so many decades, they were not only improving the employment pattern, but improving also the status of and giving dignity to persons who never had any stake in the country. The land for distribution was formerly leased to the United States and used as a military base under the 1941 agreement, but was handed back to the government of Trinidad and Tobago under the revised agreement resulting from the Tobago talks in 1960. To ensure that every applicant has a fair chance, farmers are asked to draw numbers from a ballot box. According to the number drawn, a farmer is allocated a corresponding farm on which to grow, under supervision and with credit and other assistance, such food crops as are suitable for the soil, and to rear poultry or other livestock. By taking landless people and making them farmers, we are starting off on a new line, whereby the children growing up may have the respect for the land which their fathers and their grandfathers lost over preceding decades. Thus we are not only helping people today, but taking a positive and direct step towards the reorganization of our society along the healthiest possible lines, taking people from the periphery of the city and putting them to grow food for an expanding population.
Will you see that?
Yep.
Will you see that?
And he didn't do any good, right?
No. That fella was a waste of time. That fella was the worst thing ever for Trinidad and Tobago. Worse. At least 102 people or 200 and something people got start with free land, right? At least, right? Right? We ain't talking about, we ain't telling you Syrian whites and Chinese in Trinidad have no special days, but have money and opportunity, even though they too arrive here with nothing but clothes on their back. Right?
And where you think the Syrian and the Chinese get the money from? The poor spending habits of the African.
But Diana, you gain credit for this one or no, Diana? You see this one here? This one here, Diana? This is your credit. You take credit for this, eh? Take credit for this, Diana. Take credit. If the hood is so poor, why do Asians and Arab open their businesses there? We're not poor. We have poor spending habits. Take win, Diana Benskin. Take win. Take win.
Word.
Take win.
Word.
Eh? Look. Look, take win, Diana Benskin. Take win, Diana Benskin.
What? Poor spending habits. They come and they set up shop. And what we do, we go, instead of leaving the dollar in the community and turn it over 10 times in the community. No, you pass the little person in there and go to Massey. All your emancipated people go to Massey and build up Massey. And Massey is the poor people that does fund the incumbent. And all you want to know why, all you can't get no water, why you can't afford books for your children. That's what's going on.
I want to throw a monkey wrench in. Listen to this. This is my observation here in this city. We have a bunch of Africans from motherland Africa that have a different outlook and a different culture to us, the children of the former slaves. They have come and set up shop and in certain areas that reminds us of the non-blacks, I would say, or should I say non-blacks who are freed slaves, quote unquote freed slaves offsprings. In the same manner that we would probably say the Dominicans do, or the Chinese do, or the non-Africans do in our neighborhoods. And it makes me think, and it brings me to wonder if the enslavement is what brought us to this point where we have become what we are, just consumers.
But that's what we are. I've heard that argument. We don't produce. We're consumers. We want the Brazilian hair and the silky lace wig and the this and the that, right? Meanwhile, God gave a full head of natural kinky hair. But you go to the Chinese person and buy this thing and put on your head, but you don't see the Chinese buying an afro and putting it on. Yeah, you understand? So tell me now, somebody help me now. We emancipated, eh? We emancipated.
So I made my point. I made my point that it is not that we cannot and we do not. It's just that those of us who are the children of the quote unquote freed slaves, we are programmed in a way that make us self-destruct.
You don't support your own. You know, exactly. and they were able. It was well orchestrated to interject that seed of mistrust amongst us. Mistrust. Because what they did from the plantation, it goes on today. Pit the light skin one against the dark skin one. You talk with a funny accent, don't trust ye. You understand? And I always prophesy and say, Harriet Tubman probably could have get all of them slaves from down there. But you know what? You had the house person that squealing on the field person. And hey, Harriet Tubman's job was made more difficult. And that is what's going on today within our society. Right? You hear in the chat here, people are lamenting about the book list. But you have people with radio shows will prophesy and say, nah, everything good. Thing good. All you're suffering. Thing good. Because you know why? They're eating food. And they pocket line. They're good. But you that listening to the station, catching your nenen, and you can't get no help. Why? You're emancipated. You're
And Slim,
emancipated. You should be able to take care of yourself if you're emancipated.
And Slim, what I said make any sense to you at all?
No, it makes sense, man. It makes sense.
Because here the mayor has actually shown his appreciation for that culture that these Africans from motherland Africa has brought to the city.
And they're able to cut. They can stay together. They know how to do it. Why doesn't other races, like the Caribbean and stuff, why and the Black America, why we can't get it together?
Because
why? Why? Talk about it.
What that does, it actually shows us that slavery and the effects, or should I say, the remnants of it,
in the mind,
still it is imprinted and embedded in our DNA at this particular point.
In the mind, it's dwelling comfortably in the mind. That's what's going on, right?
But
it's dwelling comfortable, and they set up these systems, right? let's say me, you, and Ansel, we decide, okay, we want to go into a thing. We come together. We say, all right, we're going to do a thing, right? First, what are they going to do? They're going to run your creditor to see, you know, what bracket you fall, and then they'll work out the loan amount and the APR and at the year the repayment time, right, based on your credit score. You know, and who are we going to for these loans? Are they black-owned banks? Who own these banks? The Bank of America, who Citibank. Citibank had a terrible legacy in South Africa, right? Right or wrong? Huh? We're not going to black banks. We're going to all these banks owned by everybody. Is there a black bank in America? Somebody tell me now.
No, there's black banks.
But who are they? Who are they?
But many were started and failed.
Yeah.
Why did they fail? Why did they fail?
My wife church and them used a bank in a black bank in Newark.
Why did they fail?
I mean, well,
many failed lack of support.
Lack of support from who?
Their own.
Well, I don't talk.
From anybody.
You don't, they did not take the money, put it in the bank, turn it over 10, 15 times within the community. And yet, when there was such a successful society like the Tulsa, Oklahoma area,
they demolished that.
So there are black-owned banks. There's One United Bank. There's Citizens Trust Bank, First Independence Bank, Carver State Bank.
Here in America?
Yes, United National Bank, All America Bank, United Bank of Philadelphia, the Harbor Bank of Maryland, Broadway Federal Bank, GN Bank, Hope Credit Union, First Choice Credit Union, Metro Bank, First Security Bank and Trust Company, Hill District Federal Credit Union, Greater Kingston Credit Union, Citizen Bank, Fate Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Brooklyn Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Urban Abound Federal Credit Union, and Credit Union. Those are some of the black banks.
Those are some of the black banks. All right.
So you see, again.
I wonder what their reserves look like.
But you see, Diana, you're going on shift the goalpost now.
No, I shouldn't know. I just wonder what their reserves look like.
But I think you were under the impression that there was not many black banks in the United States of America.
But I never heard of them. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I heard of Carver. I heard of one or the other. But they're not. Watch it, Ansel. Watch it. Not that I'm jumping on you. These black banks, are they? Do we know if they're made known to persons who have substantial deposits to put in them? Or is there like how they have a healthcare, an oasis in the healthcare system when it pertains to black people? The banking system, the banks, is there an oasis also, or desert? Like there's a desert in the healthcare system. Is there a desert in the banking where the banks are located, accessible to the regular Joe, small or the outer areas? That's what I like to know. You have to look and see where the banks are, or states where they're located. Look at the demographics of where they are located.
Okay.
All these things, and then look at it and see when you, as an African person, go in and you say, "Well, you want a loan. What do they need from you? Is it the same thing they want from another individual? How come?" And this is what I don't understand, right? Africa has so many minerals, right? How come their banks don't back their citizens here when they want to purchase things? But the banks in India, they can borrow money from India to buy things here.
But how do you know they don't have that?
I've never heard of it. If you hear of it, then I stand corrected.
You see, Diana.
I stand corrected.
It's the same thing that just now you didn't know of these
No, answer. I never say things factual, and if you come and you beat me on the head with it, I will say I'm wrong. Correct me.
I'm gonna beat you on the head with it, but
I haven't heard. I don't hear about it. But when you look around,
I try to internalize oppression, right?
Ansem, well, you can call it what you want. When you look around,
I'm just telling you, that's part of it.
When you look around in the neighborhoods, the 99-cent stores, the click buy stores, the this, the that, who owning the Dunkin' Donuts, the Popeyes, who does be working in them and and the Starbucks and things? Where they getting the money from? I understand is they can borrow it from the banks back in India. Why Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados can't loan us, or all the Caribbean islands loan us money because to get involved in stuff? Because when we go now and the revenue earned is foreign exchange that you're probably paying back the loan in. No, they won't think that way. They're not thinking that way. Why we can't borrow money from Trinidad to put in a business here and pay them back in foreign exchange?
Money from Trinidad, they barely could get us dollars.
And we pay them back in foreign exchange. Nobody, they're not thinking that way. Anyway, that's just my point.
Okay, so Run DMC says, who tell you was free land?
Oh,
in
Lord.
1888, my great-grandfather had to pay $90 for 2.5 acres of land in Malabar. I mean,
he paid taxes on it? Mind the government pick it up,
But I just say the government say back on there they was giving away land. I didn't say, well, if they're giving away land, I don't know they give away land, they had to pay for it. Did I miss something wrong?
I think the word give means
to
free.
Pay. No, to give means to pay.
Okay.
So
give means you're free to pay?
Yeah, you're free to pay. So Ron says I have the cadastral sheet in my possession. Okay.
You have the cadastral sheet.
What is a cadastral?
Cadastral.
Cadastral. What's a cadastral?
Maybe you have the original plot lot.
Is that the deed? Is that the deed?
Yeah.
No, the companies usually it accompanies your deed. You have it stapled to your deed. What it does, it shows a picture of the entire layout, the layout, not just the layout.
Okay, all right. I mean, I don't gonna ask my family up in Snake Valley if they are cadastral, yes.
How much land they have up there? How much land they have?
Boy, if you see land up there up in Snake Valley, boy, we have about 5 mango tree and there you had a tenor tree, a soursop tree, a coconut tree, a guava tree.
I ain't going there. The name alone, Snake Valley. First snake I see, I gone.
No. Yeah, I know what that's why they call it Snake Valley. Plenty snake.
I don't want to see no snake.
Was working for 25 cents and woman 16 cents a day.
Yeah, I have a cadastral of my
I thought they
grandfather's land
said,
up in Toko.
I thought they said that Dr. Williams didn't do anything for people. I don't know. I thought that what was said. And you see the thing in color, black and white there, and he come out. It looked like he was smoking a cigarette when he was saying no, you know.
He
And I
was
found a younger picture of him.
a
Really
heavy
young.
smoker.
Yeah, Ellis,
Yeah.
welcome.
Ellis, you get your laptop finally?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there is certain things that, right? Now think about this, right? There is so much going on in the country, and I think this is a good thing. I think this was a great thing that they done to change. Oh, as I said that before I go that, let me put this up. That just all right. Let me put this up first then, since I'm already here. So, anybody figure out? Watch this. Anybody can figure out the problem here?
Ross, let me put on my glasses. Ross, Shorty, I Street.
Shorty spell wrong?
Correct is right.
S-H-O-R-T.
Correct is right.
S-H-O-R-T-I-E.
Yeah.
Is that H-R-T-Y?
Can
Well,
you imagine? You are doing such a great job in changing the name of a street. At least what you can do.
check the spelling.
With the family now. Google it now.
Right.
Check with the family. I have to tell you, I just use Google often. I will get a word, and if I figure out that word just didn't look right, I Google it.
Maybe when he was before he was Ross, it was H-O-R-T-Y, and when he became a Ross, it came S-H-O-R-T-I-E. I don't know.
You know why that happened? Because they had a donkey in Parliament. That's what happened.
That was a parliamentary decision. That I think is the mayor of San Fernando.
San Fernando. It was a good initiative. I in spite of that error, it was a good initiative. And I have something else to talk about with respect.
But that can be overlooked, though.
Yeah, that can be overlooked, Tommy. I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Isn't that the intention is what most important?
Right.
You see? So I personally will overlook that because it's the intention more than anything else, and I think it's a good thing.
And I think they chose a street, the right street, a street that was named Short Street.
Right. What was the name?
Short Street. Mm-hmm. Short because it was
right. No. Here's my question, right? I want to ask a tough question tonight, right? I want to ask. I like to ask questions. Let me move this from the stream here. I like to ask questions.
We're not in your classroom, so don't be stressing me out, yeah?
Yeah. All right, listen to this, right? Now, on Emancipation Day, Mrs. Kamala Prasad-Processor says, horrors of slavery must never be forgotten. And I agree with her. Right? I agree with her that the horrors of slavery should never be forgotten. But let me ask the question now. If it should never be forgotten, why did Miss Kamala Processor bring up that Camille Regis Robinson had a slave master name?
Word. You picked the thing off my head. You went to my head word for word.
I'm asking that question. Right? If something should never be forgotten, and that was the talk at Trinidad for weeks,
And she ain't apologized yet. But yet she comes on and then somebody put a picture of her adorned in an African outfit. Happy Emancipation Day, police.
Well,
miss me with that.
Well. But I think she has a right to celebrate Emancipation Day.
Hello, I didn't say she had no right. I
think she has a right to celebrate.
I said she looked lovely, adorned in the African outfit. I wonder if she know the name of the head tie. I wonder if she know the origin of the head tie and the style of the. I think happy Emancipation. Look, give me a break.
No, she always celebrates Emancipation Day, though.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
No, but Diana, in spite of the thing, she always celebrates Emancipation Day. She always did.
Give me a break now.
So
Does she know? Does she know the type of head tie, the style, why it's tied that way?
yeah,
And a happy Emancipation Day.
I think she knows.
Give her the benefit of the
So she
doubt.
Yeah,
knows.
I want to
Okay,
think she
all
knows.
right.
I will give her the benefit of the doubt. I want to
Okay.
think she knows,
She
but you
gonna
see,
go and research it now.
Diana, sometimes it's the action,
Mm,
you know,
yeah.
it's the actions more
From
than anything.
someone who reminds me that my name come from a slave master. Yeah, I understand.
It's
And we
action.
are emancipated. And I ain't get apology from she yet. You ain't get apology from she yet, but we emancipated, eh? But go ahead.
Now, listen to this fella, right? Run DMC, right? I'm out. If this didn't come up, I would be surprised. Always some sort of racism.
Oh, is that well, let him go then. Good night, Ron. Go and drink your water and mind your business.
One thing I like about Ron is he's very consistent in his behavior. That's
Yeah,
what I like.
yeah.
You
I
cannot,
should say anything about Kamala Prasad besides that.
you
That's
cannot
a
be
no,
upset
you
with him
can't, you can't. That's a
because he's
no,
very
no, no.
consistent about his
It's
behavior.
racism.
That's
We're
what I like
talking
with
about
him.
the
Guess what?
children here.
Guess what?
Huh?
You better talk about everybody else but Kamala. Whip
Oh,
Rowley all
great.
night. Whip
Talk about
Fitz
Fitzgerald.
behind.
As you talk about it's
Mash
racism.
him up. Mash up
Mash up,
Fitzgerald, boy.
mash up Philip Edward
Mash up
Alexander.
Alexander.
Yeah.
Mash up Dr. Raoul.
Mash up Watson Duke.
Mash up
But
Watson Duke.
don't say
But don't make
diddly
any
squat.
mention
Don't
about
say
Tanti
diddly.
Kamala. I
Don't
mentioned
say
she. I said she had what? Zaid Ogir is my slave. Is a slave name.
Zaid, your name is a slave name too?
It sounds like a Middle Eastern name. Zaid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Happy man.
The lands Dr. Williams gave out were leased land for agriculture, but most didn't continue in agriculture. Did Ron leave yet? Or did he hear that?
He gone.
Ron, on your way out, Albert Montano says, the land Dr. Williams gave out were leased land for agriculture, but most didn't continue in agriculture.
What?
They latified them and sell them and did housing, eh?
Huh?
They were latified into housing.
Well, I know what to do with it, but they did something else. I don't know, but they did something else. Right?
Stop not the drink.
You see, that is part of the problem, you know. That is part of the problem, in that people want you to be right. Leave out certain things. Don't touch certain things. You don't want to ask questions. But that's a to me that's a great question, right? Mrs. Kamala Prasad says I have a right to dress up in African garb and to celebrate Emancipation Day. She have a right. That's her right.
I want you to tell me Happy Emancipation Day in my original tongue. That my great grandmother was a slave. I want to know how my great grandmother would say.
You know where your great grandmother was from?
Yeah, she was a slave. And I think they say
if you want the original, you gotta tell where she's from.
In Nigeria and the Benin area. Go ahead. And the husband from that side.
Boy, look,
because when they did my DNA, they say I'm Igbo. Igbo and Igbo is Nigeria.
Look, Albert Montano, again, we are historians. Wolofi lands were intended for rearing cows and pigs. But most people slaughter the animals, so they end up where they started. So we live in a plural society. Plural society.
I was at a mall recently. Not to shift from the topic a bit. We talk about the plural society. And the two handsome young men, black men came and sat on the table obliquely across from me. So I was checking them out, looking at them. I said, oh, yeah, nice eyes. This one a nice skin, and they're talking and they're eating lunch. I did check him out as a woman, because we women be just mark all it too, When they finished their lunch, the both of them gave and kiss each other on the lips and they went about their business.
That's what it is. So Zaid, a lot of people may not know what a plural society is. So let me just tell them the definition, right? Is one in which many different groups and political parties are allowed to exist. Right? One in which different groups and political parties are allowed to exist. So you see, but the reverse should also be correct too. Right? When is Diwali? Right? That is the celebration where they wear outfits, right? Right? The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago should be able to wear an outfit to celebrate that as well. And we shouldn't denigrate him, whoever the Prime Minister is, for doing that. You see? And that's where we kind of lose sight of things in that, oh, what she wearing a thing outfit for? Yes, she said what she said, and you could question the statement that she made, but with the outfit, if she wants to wear the outfit, she have a right to wear the outfit.
Yeah, I ain't say so.
100% she have a right to wear it.
Wear the outfit.
Wear the outfit.
Happy Emancipation Day.
You know? Judy, welcome. Renee, welcome. Right? And you see? Well, Zaid, it's not that nobody stopped him, right? They were saying that if he had gone to a certain function, they would have run him out of the function. And he ended up not going.
Would have run who?
Dr. Rowley. When he was going to, it was something to celebrate Diwali. And they said if he had come, they would have run him out. And for the sake of whatever it is, he didn't go. That was
and we emancipated.
More like it. And I agree. I agree, Rennie. Our leaders do show respect to ethnic celebrations. We do. That's really true. Right? And that's the way it should always be. It should always be like that. You understand? It should always be like that. But, Zaid, you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. You will always have criticism. Doesn't matter what you do, there will always be criticism. Always.
In any society,
Anything you do. You know, anything you do, there'll be criticism. Oh, why is she doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you ain't doing this? Right? What are you going there for? I mean.
They can do what they want. I mean, I wear whatever they want. I just questioning, are we emancipated? That's all.
Now, as we are talking about that, right?
Well, even Ravi like Prasad, so I run them. I run them.
Look at this. This is a slave for sale in Port of Spain in 1829. A young, healthy man, a good domestic, and who can make himself. What is that? Oh, I had to look at my phone to read the rest of that.
Okay, make himself to do in many capacities.
Yeah.
For particulars, inquire at this office. 19 September 1829.
Yep. Port of Spain. You see?
For sale like a car.
For sale like a car. Put that.
I tell you. Human being.
No. I want to ask the next question, right? Let me see if I have this up here. Let me see if I have this. I think this is it, yeah. Let me see if this is it. Let me move that.
Zai said I he for sale. Oh Lord.
You what?
Zai said I he for sale.
Zaid, how much I sell you for? Zaid, what was the price, boy? $9.95? Oh, so here is the question, right? This is the question. Now, on Emancipation Day, Mrs. Kamala put out this as a promise to create a steel pan factory in TNT. Right? Now, there is already, let me put this.
There are steel pan factories already, right? No?
There's already a steel pan factory in, let me put this up.
Where is it?
It's successful, they should have one, no?
Panland. There's already a steel band factory in Trinidad. Is it a political gimmick on Emancipation Day to promise a steel band factory when there's already one? Or does it make sense to promise another steel band factory? Does it make sense, instead of trying to create another steel band factory, to enhance what's already there than trying to reinvent the wheel?
The mama guy in them for vote.
It's all about campaigning.
So the thing that is a mama guy?
Maybe she will. Maybe she has the funds to do it.
Well, it's a promise, though, you know. It's only a promise.
Oh, it's a comfort to a fool.
It's a promise.
Okay. And that's what they say. Promise is a comfort to a fool.
Okay. So Vonnie says, we can have a factory, but no production. So if we don't have no production, why don't you make the one that's having no production work? Rather than starting the wheel all over again.
You know, but it seems as though there's a demand that's greater than they can supply. Because I spoke to someone last week and he told me he ordered 2 pans. Yeah. Someone up here, and he cannot get it until next year sometime because of this and because of that and delays in the chroming and this and that. So that told me that there was a demand that couldn't be supplied adequately.
So you need another factory?
Maybe, just maybe. I know there's a factory up here in
North Carolina.
Panyard?
Pan something.
Panyard.
Yeah,
but their prices are
way off the chart.
Yeah. They're very high.
So Judy says that's an insult to the African race. Do we think that?
But what is an insult?
With respect to creating the
pan factory?
Yeah. When there's already one.
Hey, guess what? They can create another.
Yeah, Judy, why do you think it's an insult? Why do you think it's an insult? I'm trying to think about it. I'm trying to look at it and saying to myself, let me give an example, right? To me, you go up South Orange Avenue, right?
Right.
You will find about 10 Chinese restaurants in the space of 4 blocks, right?
Correct.
And none of them never closed down.
No, there's business for all.
So when I look at it, and if something wants to be created again, yes, it could be a political gimmick, but as a politician, you have to come up with something.
Right.
You had to come up with an idea. You had to come up with some ideas. So she needs to reach out to a certain population in the country, and she believes that doing this can reach to that population. It's politics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what she's proposing is additional employment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fair game, you know.
But listen to this. Yeah. I mean, politicians just make promise all the time, and when they get into office, they don't deliver. Dr. Ravi
Just
said
like I
he's going to close down Petrochin. Remember that?
right. From promise, as we realize always, a promise is a comfort to a fool.
Yeah, he promised. We're not closing down Petrochin. If you went to your fridge and they're not closing your fridge door, we're not closing down Petrochin. And what happened? Petrochin by the dust. Right? Look at Wassa. All right? So I don't know, Judy. I think at the end of the day, if the pan factory is going to create more jobs, right? It's going to
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Yep.
That's the way I'm going to look at it. You see, but we have to stop looking at it from a UNC perspective and a PNM perspective. We have to start to look at what can be the outcome if you do this. Of course, we know it's political gimmicks. It's political gimmicks. Of course it is. But that's both sides of the political divide. Look at Watson Duke. Watson Duke going all across Trinidad and Tobago. He just opened a office in Blanchisseuse. He opened an office in Blanchisseuse. Some people even know where Blanchisseuse is. He opened an office in Blanchisseuse. He was on the beat sharing out laptops. You could call all them things political gimmicks. But you had to do something. The PNM on the beat sharing out laptops.
The buffing people
on the beat sharing out laptops.
Or giving out bread.
Or giving out bread. Who giving out bread except PDP? They're having river lime, all kind of thing. So listen, you have to do what you think gonna resonate with the people.
Right.
So people upset, oh God, why Kamala doing this and why Kamala doing that? Listen.
You gotta raise your stock.
Yep. Bonnie said maybe she can make it work.
Just maybe.
Yep.
Any and everything is possible when you really think about it.
Rennie say at the same time she's been an everyday politician. Of course. A politician have to make promises.
She's doing what she has to do.
Yep.
She ain't promising me nothing, so.
Did you ask for anything?
Corey says our country and its people celebrates everything because it's part of all of us.
Right.
Zaid say iron scarce. That's why they having problem making pan.
I would say all over the world people ordering steel band from Trinidad.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That is correct.
Yep.
I hear Japanese. The other day I think I sent you a song where somebody was singing David Rudder, Dust in Your Face.
Yeah. I saw that.
White choir. I said, look at here.
It was very good.
Yep.
Corey said Klimpan scarce. Or ask Ulrich must have some Klimpan and say no in the house somewhere. Yeah. Zaid said China making pan with plastic. You hear that?
He say tomato plant produce a bud.
Well,
hey, remember the oil field closed down and the oil refinery closed down, so there'll be less oil drums.
But you know what? Rennie has a point here, you know. He said the time of the suggestion is the insult.
The time is.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Rennie, I agree with that.
It's not what, it's when and how.
Yeah. I agree with that. That makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Because it's like you strategically waited for that occasion to make that announcement. I agree with that.
Or politicking.
Yes. Rennie, I agree with that. No, I agree with that. Zayat said they want a pan factory in the south. Yeah, well, Vonnie, we said that too. If only one can meet the market, then another one will have more employment. Yeah. That's what we said. If it's gonna create more employment, But I think Rennie has a point. All right, so I know there's kicks ready, kicks in there. So I'm gonna take this as a joke. Rennie says Kamala should do like Panda and adopt an African child. See if that might work.
Oh my.
You could take that as a kicks. I could take that as a treat.
Rennie Sue said, Rennie?
Yeah.
He wants that Marat to turn any grave over.
Yeah. Oh God. Judy says, "How come Kamala don't put a pan factory down there before people to learn pan?" Laugh out loud.
Even there's a pan factory in Japan. I heard that too. Ooh.
Yeah. But listen, shouldn't we have already have a big pan factory and we mass marketing pan and selling pan to the world? Shouldn't we have that in Trinidad and Tobago?
When nobody can beat us on pricing.
We spend $500 million on the warehouse. $500 million. And I ask the question, was that $500 million well spent? And when people go to the hospital, I hear Robert Amar talking when he go to the one of the hospital and then he had also run out of the hospital and go back home and then go to Couva Hospital. I think he went to Port of Spain General. And I know a friend went to Port of Spain General Hospital and he had to run out of there too. And we spent $500 million on the warehouse. $500 million. Was that $500 million well spent? $500 million? Look.
Well,
it's an important edifice, historical edifice. So they have to maintain it.
And then when you get sick, go in the warehouse now. When you get sick, go look at the warehouse and you'll get better.
And you'll see red.
You in line, you go see red. Blood might be running too.
That's what I'm talking about.
And here is somebody tell me, oh, you don't spend $500 million. They ain't spend no $500 million. Hey, it's my partner Eugene Julian tell me that. No, they didn't spend $500 million. I also Google the Express article for him and send it to him. $441 million. I just send it for him. I tell them, you see me? I just get, because now I know as the facts, man. Yeah, not only that, I hear them people 91.9 using my words now as splendiferous, marvelous, tremendous. What is that word? What is that word that fell up in New Jersey that's used? Splendiferous, whatever it is, splendiferous. Hey, believe me, Anders using my words too. Anders using my words trying to pick up ladies. Is he doing it differently? Anderson using my words to try to pick up woman. You see what Anderson says, you see a girl in town, he say, madam, you look splendiferous and marvelous. You look fantabulous.
You look to get Anderson get Akira put on licks on Anderson.
Anderson, I go call Akira for you. You go in to woman, you look splendiferous. And if you see how they smile. Because I the first time they hear that big word in their life. And it just sound good. It sound nice. I hear them now, 91.9, splendiferous and all kind of thing. Positivity. You see when you show positivity, what has happened?
Marvelous,
yeah. Tremendous, boys. Splentastic. You know them? But them is no word. Them ain't no words. I said, why don't Google them? Or Google them now. Before you say it's not a word, Google it. Right? Yeah, boy. You think it's easy? But let me see what else we have here, boy. We have oh look. The layoff coming at Wassa.
Wassa.
It's 600 million, right? Going to them people and the mood are getting rid of. Let me look at that video real quick. 600 million. 600 million data fine.
Wow.
Okay. Well, you think it easy?
Hmm.
Boy? Wasa, boy?
Hmm.
Look at you, look at you. All right, look, Wasa. Listen to them.
Water and Sewerage Authority moving towards being a utility provider that is modern and technological is part of the cabinet-approved WASA transformation plan. So says Minister of Public Utilities Marvin Gonzalez, who states that the aim is to get rid of serious inefficiencies at WASA and provide quality service to customers.
The board has been mandated to immediately begin the execution of the transformation plan. The first step will be the implementation of a new structure at the top executive and managerial levels and then to the rest of the organization. The intent is to attract the brightest and the best talent to fill the new executive positions, all of which will be openly advertised.
As to what this means for some of the present executive staff,
in the executive management, we have currently about 426 managers, and the intention is to reduce that by 50%.
a cost has not yet been worked out for this particular initiative. WASA's chairman Ravi Nanga is also unable to say how much staff within the bargaining unit would be affected by the plan that is forecast to be completed over the span of 15 to 20 months.
This is not a retrenchment exercise. It is a restructuring. Perhaps it's splitting hairs to say that. The union has already indicated, well, look, they accept to a certain level there is overstaffing. We will be, they are employing us to offer VSEP, which we will take on board.
That phase is anticipated to commence in the first quarter of 2023. However, Gonzalez says the transformation of WASA would also create new job opportunities for the youth, as well as enable the retraining and retooling of present employees. He's making this promise.
I want to assure the recognized majority unions that there will be no implementation of the transformation plan at the level of the bargaining units until there has been fulsome negotiations.
We are starting at the top so that the workers comprising the bargaining units at the lower levels, they have absolutely nothing to fear.
Another feature of the transformation plan is the intention to develop 5 service areas: Northwest, Northeast, Central, South, and Tobago. Each area is to be headed by a regional manager who would report to the Chief Executive Officer. The ministry states that WASA would soon submit its 2022 to 2027 business plan to guide the execution of many future initiatives under the transformation process. According to Gonzalez, it's the first time WASA would be completing such a project since the establishment of the Regulated Industries Commission. Alicia Boucher, TV6 News.
So according to Hines, what are they worrying about if we only get water 2 days? Eh? What are we worrying about? Right? We had to come up with 600. We had to come up closer, a little more than $500 million. Right? We had to come up with a close to $500 million. Right? So what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Government plans $600 million for VSEP, for WASA. Why is all them workers in them who have to go? $600 million.
What them people gonna do?
I mean, what they gonna do? Go home and relax.
More pressure. More pressure.
So that's 600. So that's 600 workers getting $1 million each.
No, it's 200 and something workers they're getting rid of.
But they're giving them 600 million.
Yeah.
So that's so on average they're getting $3 million a piece.
No, well, it depends on no. You think it depends on how you I am sure that I more than this managers.
200 into 6 is 3. Hello?
Yeah, but Tommy, I hear you. But I'm saying that I think there's more than just managers. I think might be lower level people too.
So it's more than 200 then. That's
right,
what we're
saying. More
saying.
than 200. You understand? All
So
they're telling
who
you
they
managers. They want to make it look good by telling you it's just higher level people.
Yeah, but any thinking person they're saying 600 million and it's 200 persons. Any thinking person will say, look, that's 300 million a person. That's 3 million a person.
Yes, I think that's what they'll say. That's what they were.
Yeah.
But
Somehow
before
they Matt fuzzy.
right, yeah. I wanted to do a quick little history here. I want to do a quick little history here on something before we go. Let me see if I have it here. I don't know if I saved it, but let me check and see. Here it is. So this is Joseph Charles, right? Joseph Charles, who started.
Butler Works.
Yep, solo. So he was born in Mayaro on this day 109 years ago, August the 2nd, 1913. Edric Connor was a Trinidadian singer, actor, and folklorist. Edric Connor, who became a star in the United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. No. I'm reading the wrong one. My bad. Sorry, my bad. I'm reading the wrong one. I'm gonna get that one for you guys. Okay, where did I get that one? Where did I put that one? Hold on, eh? I have a history here. Did I put it in my okay, let me see something. Okay. Here it is. That's what he said here. Dominic Calipasad. The man behind solo. All right, I'm gonna have to get back to that one. I'm looking for it in my hold on there. So I'm trying to give you guys a history of Joseph Charles. It was very interesting. I didn't know about it, and when I read it, I found it was very interesting. Let me go back and see if it wasn't further back.
Mr. Solo.
Yeah, solo, Joseph Charles, solo. It was an interesting.
That's the guy that made Solo?
Yeah,
Yep.
solo.
Mr. Solo himself.
Yeah, because
I like the red one and the white one.
Well, yeah, the red solo is the solo of the day.
The white one.
Cream soda.
You know what? I'm gonna have to look for that. I like to look for it, and when we come back after, I gotta look for it because I think I have it right here in my.
We'll bring it up next time if you don't have it then.
Hold on. Damn.
Really good.
Here. All right. So you know what? I'm going to bring it up next time, but it was good for us to learn a little bit about him. It was very interesting. Let me see if this is it here. No, I don't care how I look. All right. So you know what, folks? I'll bring it up another time. I have the thing to go with it, and I just can't find it. So I wanted to give you guys a little history about Joseph Solo. It's an interesting history. And I'll look for it.
Top of the hour.
So let's go for a quick station identification. We'll be right back after this. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere. It's in the village to the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
You can't be limited to just working with people who look like you. or think like you, or vote like you, or dress like you. You got to get out the box, because God's going to use a whole lot of people to bless you, to move in and out of your life, and you can't be narrow or one-dimensional. This is a coat of many colors. Oh, yes. It's a coat of many colors. Do not categorize the blessing by colors. It is not the colors you need to watch. It is the character. Watch out for the character. I'm going to tell you, there are three basic types of people that you will interact with if you are a child of destiny. Can I share this with you? The first group are confidants. Confidants. You will have very few of them. Confidants are those people in your life who love you unconditionally. They are into you. Whether you're up or down, right or wrong, they are into you. They are in for the long haul. If you get in trouble, they get in trouble with you. They'll come see you in the jailhouse. They'll come get you out the crack house. They're confidants. You can open up and share anything with them. You'll never inherit your kingdom until you find your confidant. You can't be David till you find your Jonathan. Having a good confidant is the key that unlocks the kingdom, because you were raised outside the gate, and God's going to cause you to reach over the wall. You got to have a confidant behind the wall who can mentor you for what God is going to do next in your life. The problem with most people is that everybody they run around with is under them. And so you are forever feeding people who can't feed you. And after years of feeding them, they begin to drain you. You got to have somebody who can feed you so you can feed somebody else. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Am I talking to anybody in here? You need the confidant then. The confidant is those few people that come along in your life that are for you. They are with you. They are intimately intertwined in your life. They are there to make sure that you reach your destiny. They will confront you. They will get in your face. They will get in your business. They will tell you when you're wrong, because they are confidants. If you have 2 or 3 of them in a lifetime, you are a blessed person. Without them, you'll never be who God called you to be. You need to find your confidant. Number 2, the other group are your constituents. They are not into you. They are into what you are for. They are for what you are for. They are your constituents. And as long as you are for what they are for, they will walk with you and work with you and labor with you, but never think that they are for you. They are for what you are for. And you have to know that, because if they meet somebody else that will further their agenda, they will leave you and hook up with them, because they were never for you. They were just for what you were for. They are your constituents. And throughout your life, if you're not careful, particularly if you're broken, you will mistake your constituents for your confidants. And you will think that they are for you when they are really not for you. They are just for what you are for. And by the time you get through falling in love with them, they will break your heart as they hook up with somebody else who is for what you are for, because it was never about you anyway. It was about the causes that you represent. They are for what you are for, but they are not for you. They are your constituents. Can I go deeper with this? The third group are your comrades. These people are not for you, nor are they for what you are for. It is just that they are against what you are against. And the comrades will make strange bedfellows. This will cause people to come together who are not for you, and they are not for what you are for, but they are against what you are against. And they will team up with you to help fight a greater enemy. But don't be confused by their associations. They will only be with you until the victory is accomplished. These people are like scaffolding. They come into your life to fulfill a purpose. And when the purpose is complete, the scaffolding is removed. But don't be upset when they are removed, because the building always remains when the scaffolding is removed. What I'm saying to you, my brothers and sisters, expect the constituents and the comrades to leave you and desert you after a while. Don't be upset when they don't react to your dream the way you expected them to, because they were never really with you in the first place. Be careful then who you tell your dream to, because if you tell your dream to your constituents, they will desert you and try to fulfill the dream without you. If you tell it to your comrades, they won't support it because they never were for what you were for anyway. If you find a few people in your entire life with whom you can share your dream with, you are a blessed somebody. I can tell you how to identify people who are really for you. If they are really for you, they will weep with you when you weep, and they will rejoice when you rejoice. When you walk in a room and you tell somebody good news, stop being happy for a minute and watch their reaction. If they're not happy for you, shut your mouth and walk back out of the door. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying to you. Oh yeah, because when they are really connected to you, they will be happy for you when you share your dream. Find somebody, look them in the eye and say, are you happy for me? If you don't get the right reaction, don't tell them anything else. You need somebody who's really going to be happy for you. I don't want just anybody praying for me. I don't want none of them haters praying for me, because you know you hate me and you don't want me to succeed. I want somebody praying for me who really wants me to be blessed, who wants me to be an overcomer, so you can put up your oil and stop speaking in tongues, because you know you never did speak to me anyway, and ain't no need in you coming up here in this hospital like you gonna pray some cancer up off of me. I'd rather have somebody who really loves me lay across the bed and rebuke the devil. And God is so faithful, he'll always give you somebody. Oh, if he ever said.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. So I wanted to get this to you guys. I got it. This is Joseph Charles. Oh, come on, man. Like, this thing, don't want me to read this thing tonight, but the little known history, how a man born Serahad Macmadine became Joseph Charles. Joseph Charles, the creator of Trinidad and Tobago's famous solo soft drink, was born Serajad Macmadine in Princeton in 1910, the son of an East Indian immigrant father and Martinican mother. Charles became a gardener at age 10 in order to assist his family financially. In 1922, he moved to St. James and began working at a bakery, where he became a top salesman by cultivating a loyal clientele. In later years, he purchased the Delaware Punch soft drink company on Patna Street, St. James. He and his wife bottled their own drinks manually, producing one bottle of soft drink every 2 minutes. He sold the drinks to customers while continuing his bread delivery service. When Charles attempted to market the drink to foreign investors, no one responded to his letter signed with his given name. He decided to change his name to Joseph Charles, which immediately garnered investors. You guys hear that? So his name was not Joseph Charles. During World War II, Charles decided to purchase the entire stock of a Canadian bottling company that was shutting down because there was a shortage of glass bottles. When he received them, they were all printed with the word solo and the image of a pilot having a drink after completing a solo fight. Charles decided to keep the bottles and have the name Solo and have the name Solo become the brand name of his soft drink company with their trademark heavy glass bottles. This is how Solo Beverages began. Solo Beverages have consistently supported local endeavors such as sports, the Trinidad and Tobago Great Race, music, the Solo Harmonites, and talent shows like Scouting for Talent and Mastana Baha. And that is a little history about Joseph Charles. I did not know. Interesting. All right. Now we know a little bit about Joseph Charles, man.
Knowledge in the village.
Yeah. I always saw that bottling company there on the highway. Always interesting. So folks, let me see.
Albert wife telling me I have to go to sleep. Good night, Albert.
Albert tired from Caravan around with you. So Nadia, Rene, Carice, Rose, welcome. Albert Park closing comment before you go. Judy, Ken John, Ellis.
Albert gone already.
Yeah, let me get one more person. Put closing comments in the chat. Eugene Julian, if you're still there, put closing comments in the chat. Miss Coover, if you're still there, put closing comments in the chat. Yeah, so that was a little, I saw that and I find that to be very interesting, about Joseph Charles, I mean, when you look at, Solo, I mean, that's a memory for all of us, Solo. I mean, I never knew who Joseph Charles was anyway. Right? But he named song like a impartial name, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where you get that name from. How did he make up the name?
Well, he did a very easy name to remember, common name, and one that would transcend
for years. And then his son actually took over the company, and Mr. Solo used to win that boat race all the time.
That's right.
Mr. Solo. Yeah. Man had the fastest boat, yes. Had the fast boat, boy. So, folks, of course, I want somebody else to give me a going out song tonight. Carice, you, Rose, or Nadia, one of you guys, one of you young ladies, can you give me a song to go out with tonight? Okay. Rennie always give me a song, but I'm looking for Carice, Rose, Takisha, if he's still there, Miss Coover, give me a song to go out with tonight.
I gave one the fall guy, crazy.
Oh. But let me see if I get one from one of them.
Yeah, I just stand it that way.
Okay, yeah. Tommy, closing comments?
Well, of course, we have to always focus here in the village. It's always a pleasure being in the village, but we have to focus and remember the words of Don Miguel Ruiz, that we have to make agreements, the 4 agreements with ourselves. We have to be impeccable with our words. We have, like he says, that's number 1. Number 2 is don't take anything personally. Number 3, don't make assumptions. And lastly, always do your best. Again, it's been a pleasure being here in the village. I look forward to our next session. Love you all. Be safe out there. Good night.
Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
So, of course, folks, I always say, in the words of Frederick Douglass, power concedes not without a demand. It never did and it never will. And you don't have to see all the flights in the staircase. You only have to see the first flight. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall, so that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Okay, Diana.
All right. I'm going to say something based on my statement I made about this whole emancipation issue. It's lengthy, but not too long. I will speed it up. Slavery allowed by law the economic oppression of the African. In 1860, over $3 billion was the value assigned to the physical bodies of the enslaved African to be used as free labor and production. This was more money than the amount invested in factories and railroads combined. Slavery enriched white slave owners and their descendants and suppressed wealth building for the enslaved and their descendants, hence thwarting intergenerational wealth acquisition for Africans. And when they tried to establish themselves, they were burnt to the ground, referring to Tulsa. Emancipation, what I mean. In Webster, it is defined to mean capable of taking care of oneself. Do you know that there are persons under the age of 18 years who are emancipated minors? Happy Emancipation Day, a greeting dispensed once a year while attired in traditional African clothing. While it is important not to forget your past because we do not want to repeat the same mistakes, I would like to ask the following question. Being emancipated and poor, does that create a bastion for happiness? According to Judy Raymond in an article from the Guardian newspaper, it stated that the first Emancipation Day in 1834 was not the glorious day the enslaved people of Trinidad had hoped for. No longer slaves, they were not yet free. Rather than rebelling, they bore that news with quiet self-restraint. That rainy August day in 1834, the streets of Port-of-Spain flooded, but a bewildered and bedraggled crowd stood for hours outside Government House. Although they were quite quiet outside, inside government buildings there was turmoil as colonial officials fretted about how to react to the crowd gathering outside. The police and militia cavalry charged the crowd, who scattered, but they reformed and would not disperse. What they wanted was their free papers that the king had sent for them. It was Emancipation Day, but on that day in 1834, the former slaves were left unsure what they had to celebrate. Because while it was true that they were no longer slaves, neither were they entirely free. They were apprentices. Emancipation was not a gift. Although slavery was abolished, another form of slavery, apprenticeship, enslaved Africans to work uncompensated, and the British colonial rule kept the Caribbean hitched to the colonial rules for another century. Emancipation failed to release the enslaved entirely from the bondage of slavery. Why? Because Africans have yet to be compensated for the labor. The wealthy countries of the world, whose infrastructures bloom because of the blood, sweat, and free labor of the African, have to atone for this egregious injustice against the African. To begin the healing process, it must start with reparations. All Africans worldwide have to demand that the benefactors of slavery write the check for reparations. For too long, Africans have been given a bad check that has come back marked insufficient funds. The Bank of Justice must not be bankrupt. Native Americans have been received land and billions of dollars for being forcibly exiled from their native land. And for the Japanese who were interned during World War II, $1.5 billion was paid. The Marshall Plan helped to ensure that the Jews received reparations for the Holocaust. In 1952, West Germany paid 3.4 billion Deutschmarks to the Holocaust survivors. The lingering legacy of slavery and the racial wealth gap it has created is visible today. Reparation is about restoring the wealth that has been extracted from the African people. And the architecture of the economy must change in order to create an equitable society. So in closing, when you want to wish me a happy Emancipation Day, don't bother. This African woman wants her reparation check that is long overdue. This is your global ambassador and poet bidding you auf Wiedersehen until we meet again. Good night, beloved people.
Good night, Diana.
Okay, thank you so much, Diana. Okay, let's go to the. Good night, Nadia.
Let's see in the chat.
Judy says, still in mental slavery, which is the worst kind of slavery. Okay, that just disappeared. Still in mental slavery, which is the worst kind of slavery. It's sad indeed. Let me see. Ellis says, powerful message, Diana.
Thank you.
Judy says, all these people fight for their rights. Thank you, Diana. Somebody else says, right, Judy says that. Diana, blessed night, love. Nadia. Let me see. Ellis says, ladies, you can't say that you are independent and don't want to share the responsibility. Nowhere in the Bible did I read that Adam had to pay Eve rent. Okay. Albert Montano says, friends are good to have and good ideas take you many places. It also make you better. Okay. Okay, Judy says crying from the ghetto. Rose says both of them. Okay, Rose says she don't want to put a comment. Rennie says we are all one people under the same sun. Peace and love to everyone.
Did you read Albert?
Yeah, I read that one. Curry says good night, everyone. A great program and always. You all keep safe.
Let's say Gary, listening to your message, just pull a cigarette.
Oh God. A man named Joseph Charles did mash me up, pick me up, and I put him to court. Okay. What? Rose said that, boy. Rose, Joseph Charles, young Joseph Charles had a little running.
You read Rennie's comment? What people, one under the sun, under the same sun.
Let me see which one of these I'm gonna play here. Oh yeah. Voices from the Ghetto. Rose says, nice and powerful message, Diana.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you, Judy.
Ken John says, yep. To Diana, powerful message. Okay. Let me get this one here now. We're gonna go out with singing Sanja. Voices from the Ghetto. The other person will get your you'll get the song the other time. Voices from the Ghetto. Where that one, boy? Okay, folks. Here we go. We're gonna see if this one is gonna work. Voices from the Ghetto by Singing Sandra. Where is it? I didn't want to. All right, okay. Okay. It doesn't want to. Somehow it doesn't want to play.
Yeah, threaten it.
Something ain't right.
Something.
Yeah, they're messing with you.
Oh, we played that one. Let's see what the other one was.
And you're going soft, Anselm. I mean, your volume gone low. Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Watch it, Storm. Watch it, Storm.
Yeah. Both of them is by who? Sparrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. I gone. I get back harder now, Dana.
Come on, woman. Make boneless meat hard. Good night. I'm gone.
I don't know. I don't know that. So, folks, we're gonna go out to the Sparrow, both of them.
Sparrow.
I think this is it. Yeah. It gave me a hard time tonight, but just to put up them.
Don't stop trying.
There we go. Let me see if this go work.
Thank you. Don't worry about this. This has nothing to do with nothing. This is a tourist shed.
Echo.
Anytime they start to get too wiggly and thing.
Huh?
It echoing?
Nah.
They drop the shed on them.
Better now.
What you say? You shut your mouth, I'll hit you one slap in your mouth and spoil your sex life. All you, and you ugly. All in the hand. I never see a man so. They could take some flour and mix up some dough and put in the face and make gorilla cookies. They're talking to me, you know. Yes. I'm in love. Eh? Yes. Oh, let's go, Jim Ryan. 1, 2, 3. All through whatever. Tell she think no walk out so. She said in exist I found to know. Put her in. All through whatever. Just because I had like them scandal. You got to be. Teaching I like on them bad. On the phone one day, this is what your man said. Do it. What more? For the kissy restaurant one. Kissy restaurant. Oh, kissy restaurant one. But where you say? You thought Sparrow was a old man? What's your damn mouth? Oh, God! Ay. Wish you want. Oh, baby. Yeah. Come with it. Lazy. Oh, God. That lady you are waiting for. I want a lover, not no bread I love. Oh, come. Hiya. Oh, God. Ay. All your offers back. Want to come in down and can't make it. Both of them. Let me hear you. But it's just like such a loving child. Our relationship is great. And she always wear a challenge. She not the body, don't hesitate. There is nothing to sit and contemplate. Do it. Do it. Whoa. Fight it.
Get she what she want.
Fight it.
Get she what she want.
Fight it.
Get she what she want. Get she what she want.
Talk to them.